NBC Sports presents the best of the National Football League, the American Football Conference. Today, from the Orange Bowl, it's the Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins. Today's game is brought to you by Schlitz, the Master Brewer's Brew. Just one taste and you'll know behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer. By the new Chrysler Corporation. For 1982, Chrysler has the cars, the quality, and the prices America needs. By IBM, helping put information to work for people. And by Radio Shack, a division of Tandy Corporation. All right, and here we go. Don Quickie with John Brody at the sold-out Orange Bowl in Miami. The AFC Eastern Division Championship on the line with this final regular season game for the Bills and the Dolphins. 53 degrees and sunny here in Miami, a little chillier than was expected. Temperature drop of over 20 degrees since yesterday. But it's definitely Dolphin weather compared to what's going on right now in Buffalo. 20 degrees in the Queen City of the Great Lakes. Temperatures in the 20s. And of course, these teams, John, as you know, are playing for the home field. The winner today will be off next week, and in all probability at home for a divisional playoff game. The loser could very well end up at Shea Stadium in New York next week as a wild card.
With 3 games on the road.
But very well have 3. The Dolphins kick it off. Uwe von Schaumburg kicks it downfield, and Riddick takes it at the 8-yard line. 20. Riddick, a rookie, brings the ball back for Buffalo out to the 27-yard line, where Elmer Bailey knocked him down, so the Bills go on offense first and 10. As the fans of these two teams are aware, the Bills have not won in the Orange Bowl since 1966. Most of these players didn't know what a football was then. Ferguson at quarterback having a great year. Cribbs a spectacular year as the runner. The power back in Roosevelt leaks. Butler and Lewis, a combination of very, very elusive wide receivers, and Mark Bramer's the tight end. Good offensive line with Borchardt, Lynch, Grant, Dobler, and Devlin. Ken Jones is check him out. He could very well be in there at the outset of the game. They were testing him right up until game time because of a ankle injury. And the Bills go to the run on first down. There's not much there for the Buffalo Bills as Roosevelt leaks. Runs right into Bob Baumhauer. He'll start for the AFC in the upcoming Pro Bowl game. A.J. Dewey also on the stop. Vern Denherter's moved back over to left end. Doug Betters is out with a back infection. Bo Baumhauer at the middle guard, and Ken Bokamper moves to right end. Good backers in Brodzinski, Roan, Dewey, and Gordon. Fulton Walker's a rookie. He should have a target thrown on him like an archery target, because that's where the Bills are going. He's in one corner. He has ability, but not much experience. Gerald Small the other. The Blackwood brothers are the safeties. Now in 2nd and 9, Joe Cribbs turns upfield, gets some yards, out close to the 35-yard line. Vern Denherter makes the knockdown for the Miami Dolphins along with A.J. Dewey.
I think when you take a look at the overall picture of this game, if Buffalo ever had things stacked in their favor in the Orange Bowl, it's today. 5 regulars from Miami are either doubtful or out. Their top pass rusher, Betters, is out. That was an unexpected, unfortunate incident. Offensively, Nathan may not play. They're in trouble. They've got to rely on their defense to carry them.
Has gone with that defense all season long. It has been outstanding. They have problems, as you mentioned, John, on offense, and now in a 3rd down and 3, that Miami defense does rise up. There's nothing there. And so the Bills will have to punt the ball to the Dolphins. The wind's going to be a factor, gusting over 20 miles an hour, and it's a swirling wind coming in off the ocean. You can't handicap it. It comes all different ways.
Well, that's one part that is in their favor. We're taking a look at Chuck Knox. He would like to be able to put the ball in the air to Lewis and Butler. On the other side of the coin, Woodley may be a better runner of the two, and I think that favors Miami.
Rookie Tommy Vigorito is back deep for the Dolphins. He's had a great rookie season, particularly returning punts. Ran one back 87 for a TD against the Steelers. Here comes Vigorito out of Virginia across the 40. And then he's cut down hard as he gets to the 41-yard line by Mark Bramer. The punt only 34 yards by Cater into the wind. And so the Dolphins go on offense first and 10. Tony Nathan out of the game. So the runners to start the game are Eddie Hill and Andra Franklin, a rookie out of Nebraska. David Woodley, the quarterback, but they'll change that position if Woodley doesn't move the team. Cephalo and Moore both having good years, but Moore's troubled by a knee injury. They'll start at the wideouts. Ronnie Lee, the tight end. Giesler, Taves, Stevenson, Newman, and Loxo across the offensive front for Miami. First down and 10, the pitch back, and here comes Eddie Hill, and the Bills close in and knock him down at the 43. Gain 2, that was all. Ben Williams, the left end, number 77, was on the stop for Buffalo. Bills have some injury problems in their defense. There's the front three. Williams, Smerlas will go to the Pro Bowl, and Sherman White. The backers, Lucius Sanford, Jim Haslett, veteran Phil Villapiano, 3 times an All-Pro with the Raiders, starting for the injured Shane Nelson. Isaiah Robertson with him. Clark and Romes at the corners. Bill Simpson and Steve Freeman are the safeties for Buffalo. Second down and 8. Miami goes to Andra Franklin, the power back from Nebraska. Takes the ball out to the 49-yard line as Miami just fires out off the ball and gets some yards. It's a strong young guy, John Brody. Say leg press is 930.
There's no doubt about it. They're going to rely an awful lot on him today, if my guess is right. I think Don Shula may get right down to one of those real barn burners, try to run the ball, control it on the ground, and put it up as few times as necessary, and Andra Franklin's his guy.
David Woodley on third down and 2, runs and dives, and he might have a first down for the Dolphins. Looks like he does. Had to get to the Buffalo 48-yard line.
You just saw an illustration of what I know Shula and Woodley have discussed. Number one, this kid has an awful lot of talent in certain areas. He's a little suspect in others. Now, they expected a great deal from him last year, and sometimes the sophomore year is a tough year. You know a little bit, and sometimes that gets you in trouble. The fella throws very well to the sidelines. He throws the ball deep very well, and he also runs it. And he has to make some big plays running the ball for them to control it effectively.
Well, that he can do. As you know, Woodley is a very mobile quarterback, averaging 4.5 yards a run. Now he sends wide receivers to either side. Cephalo goes out wide to the left. Line up with 2 tight ends to the right. Bruce Hardy goes in motion. Dolphins go to the run. Power football by Miami, and they take it inside the 45.
Don, we're about to take a look at why you don't see an absolute standout playing nose guard. This Fred Smerlas, he's going to be playing in the Pro Bowl. Take a look. Newman comes in and picks him off. The center comes out. He stands him up. These guys have been hit by everybody but the fans all year long. In order to stop the 3-4 defense, you have got to take care of the middleman. All teams know it now, and these guys have had a lot of trouble all year long.
Dolphins want badly to get points up early. They were hammered at Buffalo at the outset of the game, fell behind 31-7 at the half and never got in it. Here's a quick out now going to Nat Moore. On 2nd and 6, Nat Moore is down to the 40-yard line. Got 4 yards on the play, and again brings up 3rd and short for Miami. Mario Clark, the left side corner, 29, was on the stop.
I'll tell you that Dwight Stevenson, the fellow that's, you know, he is a replacement. He's an excellent center, but that time he chopped Smerlas, made it real tough on him. He's got great activity in there, and that you don't find many centers anymore that are small. He's rather small, but he's very active.
New people come in the Buffalo defense now. Rod Cush comes in the game. Urban Parker in. Cush lining up on the right end. Watch him. He could blitz. Here's Woodley rolling away from him, and David Woodley puts his head down, takes a hard stick as he gets down to the 36-yard line, and David Woodley again runs for the first down for Miami.
And again, it's by design. He comes out here and he waves the ball down the field. He's got no wide receiver in mind. He's running all the way, getting a darn good lead block. Jeff Taves does a good job for him. He picks up the necessary yardage, and they're on the move twice because Woodley picks up a first down running the ball.
So the Dolphins, after stopping Buffalo on the Bills' first possession, get it on a punt. Now are moving the ball, working the run well. Miami's offensive line doing nicely, coming off and firing out of Buffalo's defensive front. 1st and 10, Miami. Franklin, the lone setback, and Woodley's going to let her rip. Airs it out, and there's a man open, but he loses the ball. On the wide out, Jimmy Cephalo comes down the field, positions himself at the 18, and a perfect strike from Woodley is dropped.
I tell you, you can tell by the angle of the shadows down there that Cephalo did not see the ball. You see the shadows going right toward the receiver. It means the sun's coming from right in his eyes. He can't see the ball right now. It hits him before he gets full control of it with his eyes. He's going, hey, man, what do you do from here?
First down. The Miami Dolphins did not get yardage. Now they'll go 2nd and 10 from the 36-yard line of Buffalo. There's so much on the line with this game. The winner to be off next week, and then in all probability to be at home for the first playoff game. The loser probably has to go on the road as the wild card. Here is a run by Eddie Hill as he takes the ball down inside the 30, down inside the 25. In a game that Don Shula says we absolutely have to win. There's a lot of optimism in the Miami camp coming in.
Well, so often, Don, the first time a replacement carries the ball dictates the way the game's going to go throughout the afternoon. It's very important for Eddie Hill to get off to a fast start. He's done so, picks up a first down, and their drive stays alive.
Miami down in range now for Von Schaumann, who's been the most effective field goal kicker in the American Conference. He's hit 75%. He's been perfect inside the 40, 17-17. 1st and 10, Dolphins in motion. Bruce Hardy coming over from a wing, one of the tight ends. That'll cost Miami 5, and they'll be going 1st and 15.
I think Spurless was saying, hey, I've had enough of this double team stuff. I'm going to get to him first.
Defense 76.
Yep.
That's it. They got Smurless coming first.
Well, he's got a problem. He's got to create something for the defense to penetrate. And in order to do that, he's got to get off right at the snap of the ball. He's got 2 guards in the center to contend with, and any penetration is fine if it's not too early.
So the Dolphins, beneficiaries of the penalty against Buffalo, get 5 yards, and now Woodley has a nice option. 1st down and 5, and the ball's inside the Bills' 20-yard line. No score on the board. 9:22 to play in the first quarter. Bright sunny day in Miami. Unseasonably cool, 50 degrees at game time. Eddie Hill with a pitch back, cuts back. And Hill takes it down to the 16-yard line before inside linebacker Jim Haslett knocked him down. The Dolphins are very strong in front of big crowds. Look at that number under Don Shula. When there's been 72,000 or more, and there is today, there's over 75,000. The Dolphins have won 19 and lost but 2 here at the Orange Bowl.
And this is one of these home stadiums. It's a big advantage to the home team because it's such a loud group that when the opposing team's offense is on the field, they've got to keep their plays basic or they're going to get into a lot of confusion. I don't think that doesn't help the home group.
Now the Dolphins move on. 2nd down and 2. They go to the power back, and Andra Franklin takes on a linebacker, Phil Villapiano, and moves the ball down inside the 15.
You know what they're doing right now? This is their 4th first down in a drive that's taken some 5 minutes to play, and they're doing it without Tony Nathan, without Duriel Harris, and without Nat Moore. Now that's why they know they have to put the onus on their offensive line, and Woodley running the ball, and they've done so very well.
They really have done well coming off the ball. Talking to Bob Baumhauer before the game, he said the key to beating Buffalo offensively and defensively, you have to really go after their linemen. We've got a lot of very quick people, both offensively and defensively. We've got to fight them. We've got to come off the ball and hit them. And Miami's been doing that, just fire out blocking and driving the ball straight at the Bills defense. And now the Dolphins, with a 4th consecutive first down, have advanced it inside the Buffalo 15-yard line. 1st and 10. No score on the board. Eddie Hill came here from the LA Rams. And Andra Franklin, short, powerful back from Nebraska. Woodley on a crossbuck goes to Eddie Hill, and there's nothing there. Bills shut it down for no gain. Villapiano and Sanford on the tackle.
Everybody in the house knows they're coming after him.
Now the Bills, with a long yardage play coming up on 2nd down, again send in their extra people to the secondary. Rod Cush comes in. Jeff Nixon comes in.
And another reason, they've got Ken Johnson in there, number 91, an outstanding pass rusher. They've gone to this defense more in the past couple weeks than previously. 4 down linemen. Sometimes they have as many as 7 defensive backs.
12th play of the Miami drive coming up. 2nd and 10. Woodley throws in the flat. Cephalo catches the ball, and he's inside the 10-yard line. He's down to the 7. So Woodley mixing his plays, and they're well called. Bob Greasy's up in the press box, sending down his observations to Don Shula.
That's right. He knows he's got an awfully good offensive line. Number 64, Ed Newman. This is his first time in the Pro Bowl. That's an awfully nice honor. He's on number 76, who also will be playing as his teammate. This pass is effective, but it's short of the first down. It's an awful long 3 yards to go for a first, and it gets mighty tough inside that 10.
Now the Bills dig in, and the Dolphins get set. 2 receivers set to the left. Duriel Harris comes in for the first time. He's on the right flank. Woodley throws, touchdown Miami. Tommy Vigorito, the rookie from Virginia, 5th round draft choice, goes up, and the Dolphins are on the board.
Upstairs helping Don Shula call the plays. He knows the abilities of Woodley. He mentioned before the ball game, if I have my choice, they do what I ask them to do. He's going to be going back, rolling out, firing the ball away. He knows how. Hope he finds a few holes, hits number 32. He did just that, and they've got 6.
Now Van Schamen hits the point after he's up and good. And so with 7:22 left to play in the first quarter, the Miami Dolphins on a sustained drive and a most impressive one. Take the ball right at the Bills and then connect on this throw. David Woodley from LSU throwing a strike to rookie Tommy Vigorito. It is 7-0 Miami. We'll be back at the Orange Bowl right after this.
Now get cash back from Chrysler, not from Ford, not from GM, only from Chrysler. Get back $300 to $1,000 direct from Chrysler on most new 81s and 82s. Make your best deal, then get $300 back on these cars. Get $400 back on these. Get $500 back. Get $600 back. Get $700. Get $1,000 depending on model. Get back $300 to $1,000 at participating Dodge and Chrysler Plymouth dealers. Not from Ford, not from GM, only from Chrysler.
I'd hold you all night, any day of the year. The way that you taste, I love you, my beer.
Bull! Why don't you get into the groove? One sip will make it clear the Bull's got more taste than beer.
Bye-bye beer.
Yeah.
Hello, Bull. The Schlitz malt liquor bowl is top, so don't say beer, say Bull. Say Schlitz malt liquor Bull.
Don Criqui with John Brody back at the Orange Bowl in Miami. The Dolphins on their first possession. You see the distance. They went 58 yards, 13 plays, a 7-yard throw. David Woodley to Tommy Vigorito.
I don't know what they teach him in Virginia, but it must be something to do with football because this man knows how to play.
He swung out, beat the linebacker, and he was open. And now here's Riddick returning the kickoff again for Buffalo. A short kickoff, but the wind is a factor in holding Van Schamen's second kickoff up. Return is back across the 30 to the 31. Got a quarterback in, John, on special teams. Jim Jensen on the tackle.
And he has made 9 tackles this year, which is about the same as Bo Camper. Now, he's a man that played in the Pro Bowl 2 years ago. Because of the position changes, hasn't had an opportunity to play as much as he'd like. This is his first opportunity, really. And, I mean, it's a very depressing thing to watch your team go into the playoffs and not have a chance to contribute when you've been such a great player. I expect him to have a good day.
Usually when a quarterback makes the tackle, it's been coming back the other way after an interception. Jensen, a rookie from Boston U, going kickoff coverage, and now on first down, the Bills behind the right side of their offensive line. With Joe Devlin firing out, go for 8 yards. A straight ahead carry. Glenn Blackwood was on the tackle, and Joe Cribbs the ball carrier. Joe's got some sad memories of his last trip to Miami as a rookie a season ago. He fumbled the ball away 3 times. Dolphins converted all those fumbles into points and won the game.
It's about the only thing that hasn't happened to him perfectly in the last 2 years.
He's over 1,000 yards rushing, and he's caught 7 touchdown passes. Number 20 for Buffalo. Roosevelt Leaks, who was a big wishbone fullback at Texas, takes the ball ahead in a 2nd and 1. And the Bills start to move the ball out at Miami now as they cross midfield.
You know, there are so many plus points when you take a look at these 2 coaches, but this one I like to give to Chuck Nuns. He takes a Roosevelt Leaks, who is all washed up in Baltimore, gives him a chance to rest his knees, playing a few short yardage situations. And now this year, Roosevelt Leaks has gained more yards than he has in his whole career except for 1 year. So he's come back and has been a real contributor.
They got him for $100 from Baltimore. He was a waiverless player. 1st and 10 Buffalo. Miami in the lead 7-0. Ferguson swings it out. Here's Joe Cribbs. Gets the ball. Loses his blocker but eludes the tackler. And Joe Cribbs takes the ball to the 49-yard line. He's a dancer, Joe Cribbs. Last year they had him return punts, return kickoffs, run from scrimmage, block, catch passes. He couldn't catch his breath till Tuesday.
He can do it all, but this play is set up so well. If Joe Cribbs doesn't bobble this throw from Ferguson, he's got another 10 to 15 yards, maybe a real long gainer. Just the time he allowed the defensive secondary and linebackers to penetrate and pursue with the bobble of the ball cost him about 15, 20 yards.
Joe Cribbs, a second-round draft choice out of Auburn, is coming off his best game. He rushed for 153 yards against New England last Sunday. You see the numbers 2nd and 7 for the Bills. Ferguson throws well into win and does there as he hits Frank Lewis. He'll be a starter for the American Conference in the upcoming Pro Bowl, his 67th catch of the year.
So many times, Don, the wrong people are made responsible for being for a catch. Now take a look at the wide shot. You've got it's a simple little zone. They've got patterns run against man-to-man on the left side. Against the zone, this is Frank Lewis, who just caught his 67th ball of the year, can beat anybody in a one-on-one situation. That is a double team. Right there, it's a double team. He splits it, gets underneath the free safety, and picks up the first.
10-yard gain and the first down, so Buffalo drives on. Roosevelt Leaks. He catches hold of Baumhauer, takes him along for a 2-yard ride, gets the ball to the 38-yard line. And the game clock's down to 4:13 in the first quarter.
Well, I think you'll see both sides also throwing the ball no matter which way they're going. So often when there's a 20-mile-an-hour wind, you say, wait, we got to wait until we're with the wind. This is a very swirling wind. It's not favoring either side, going either way, and it's one they're just going to have to contend with.
Ferguson's not been intercepted in his last 3 games, and Buffalo hasn't fumbled the ball away in their last 2. Very sound on offense. Here's the shotgun. 2nd and long, a hard pass in the flat. Roosevelt Leaks takes the ball and goes out of bounds close to the 30-yard line.
Fergie picked the right guy. You've got to run a good pattern when you're a back that's in special situations. Roosevelt Leaks has learned how to do that in the past couple years. I'm sure he learned an awful lot from Cribbs. Kay Stevenson, their offensive coordinator, is one who has done an awful fine job with Joe Ferguson and the backs, coordinating them with the receivers. That was an illustration.
Right on the numbers to 48. Roosevelt Leaks. So the Bills now have 3rd and really less than a yard. Out of the blocks, gets the first down and some more as he's to the 26-yard line, going again off the right side. Conrad Dobler came off the ball. Ernest Roan finally made the tackle.
It might be interesting to note throughout the afternoon how many times Joe Ferguson throws from the shotgun formation on 2nd down. Now they have only thrown it on 3rd down and in the last 2-minute drill all season long. That time on 2nd down, he called it from a shotgun formation so he can employ his backs on linebackers. That's something you very rarely get anymore.
Dolphins know the abilities of Ferguson. He had his best passing game, almost 350 yards in that first matchup this season. Joe Cribbs does a dance at the line of scrimmage and picks his way ahead on a first down carry to the 24-yard line, where Brzezinski, who came in here from Los Angeles, one of those good players that got away from L.A., Baumhauer was also on the stop. Baumhauer, the middle guard for the Miami Dolphins, will start in the next Pro Bowl. Joe Cribbs is a threat to take it into the end zone on the pass reception. 7 touchdown receptions, averaging over 42 yards a touchdown catch, and he caught one for 65 against Miami. 2nd and 8. Fergie looks, throws hard, man's open. Frank Lewis, is he in? They say he's out of bounds.
Even though the play was called dead, you're going to get a chance to see a man. This man is, I think, a certain all-pro, number 82. It's taken him 9 years to get the recognition he's deserved for so many. Take a look at the wide shot. He's got 5 or 6 ways to run a corner. He's in a man-to-man situation, which he loves. Lots of times it happens inside the 20. He gives his quarterback enough room to the outside to beat Walker. Very close call. We couldn't see it any better from here than they could see it down there. But he's going to put a referee in a position of making that decision several times throughout an afternoon.
Came here from the Steelers, did Frank Lewis, and has caught over 200 passes in the last 4 years. Ferguson checking off now, 3rd and 8. Picone, the little guy who comes off the bench, and he makes the big reception for the Bills. A first down and a 15-yard gain inside the 10.
Sweet Lou made a very nice reception, but let's give credit to Joe Ferguson. They're doubling both outside fellas. Lou comes down, lets the people clear out, cuts underneath in the right spot, but Ferguson, for the third time in this drive, has been right where he had to be.
I know you've always liked the throwing motion, the tight spiral that Ferguson puts up, and in this wind, it really counts.
I think they talk about releases. Releases, from the time you decide to throw it, how long does it take it to get there? And he has the best in the game, in my opinion, and he has had for some time. His percentage is low, but remember, he's been caught the fewest times in the National Football League for sacks. I think it's a big part of the game, and he also hangs in there.
That's right. Ferguson's only been sacked 14 times. The Bills' offensive line has given up only 15 sacks all season. First and goal, Buffalo. Joe Cribbs takes a look. Still not done. Spins his way down to the 4-yard line. Cribbs got it all on his own as the Dolphins hemmed him in. And then with that great elusiveness, he cuts back and gets down to the 4. So the Bills challenging now, trailing in the game 7-0. Don Shula in his 12th year at Miami. His teams have won over 81% of the time here at the Orange Bowl. Over 71% of the time since he's been a head coach in the NFL, both at Baltimore and here, and that is the best winning percentage of any coach in the top 10 all time. Add in the Lombardis, Hallis's. Shula has the best winning percentage. Second and goal, Miami. Dolphins digging in on defense now, threatening the blitzes. Here it comes. Here's a pass in the end zone, and is it intercepted?
I don't know. I think they gave him a juggle job, Don. The official was right on the play. Walker was in perfect position. This is a ball I don't think Joe should have thrown, and I think he'd have loved to have had it back as soon as it left his hand. Walker plays it perfectly, gets right to the spot. The ball hits him on the shoulder pad. A proper call by the official. He never had control.
So they work on the rookie Fulton Walker, and Walker looking for that out pattern that Lewis ran against him so successfully the first time they played. This time Walker almost was a big winner. Incomplete, and it's third down and goal. Lewis in motion.
That's where a home crowd can help. We saw them play Philadelphia a few weeks ago. 5 or 6 stops in the action. Comes up with an interception. Now he gets the offense of Buffalo to create a mistake. I think because they couldn't hear the signals.
Right guard, Dobler. Little hitch in his step there, and that's it. 5 yards.
Listen, he has a hitch in his step from Monday through Sunday. He gets down and tries to do exercises, can't get help to get up. How he's out here playing, I'll never know.
That's the truth. He has the infirm knees with the big heart. Third and goal from the 10.
Joe Smart, he'll stop.
I don't know how you call signals, but he did. Here's a blitz. Ferguson throws. Incomplete. Small breaks it up. He was going to Jerry Butler. Boy, it is tough, John, to call signals down there as Ferguson has to cup his hands around his mouth, bark it out. Does well to get the play off.
All right, I doubt if his center caught it, really. He centered the ball a little after Joe barked the signal. You could tell because he was backing up. It was a blitz coverage, man-on-man defense. He liked the defense. I know he doesn't like the conditions. Almost another interception.
Now Nick Mickemeyer comes out. Has not had the great year, but he's well within range, and really it's a straight-ahead shot. So were all those Joe Danilo tries until he hit the one that decided the game. He just pulled a Joe Danilo as he hit the upright. So the Bills come away from a long drive without points. And the Miami crowd is up and saluting the Dolphin defense as Miami holds to a 7-0 lead with 1 minute and 4 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Back at the Orange Bowl after this.
You can have it the way you want it with Visa.
I want convenience. I like to put my purchases on one monthly bill. Then I can pay for them with just one payment.
Visa's got it.
I prefer prefer the Visa card that lets me pay with money from my checking account.
Or savings account.
And I don't even have to write a check.
I like to have a choice. There are times when we want to spread our payments over several months.
Have you ever run out of cash? With Visa, I can get cash at banks around town or at 90,000 financial offices around the world.
We prefer Visa traveler's checks.
Visa is known around the world, and if our traveler's checks are lost, Visa has a worldwide refund system.
Now you can choose the way you want to pay with Visa.
Tuesday.
I've always had a preference for the lady.
A winning poker hand with an unknown jackpot wins Brett Maverick a young girl.
Perhaps you don't consider buying a woman to be out-and-out slavery.
The field goal attempt by Nick Mickemeyer of Buffalo. Set down the snap. It's on the way. Bang. It gets the upright. Bounces away. The Bills come away from a sustained drive without points, and Miami holds to a 7-0 lead. Don Quickie with John Brody at the sold-out Orange Bowl. As Shula says, this is the first playoff game. It is the final game of the regular season, but for the teams playing, it is a playoff. They both locked up playoff spots a week ago. Now they're working on home field.
Well, home field is an awful lot more important than people realize. If you just take a look at the home field records of the respective teams around the league, you'd recognize it. Neither team wants to go away.
First and 10, Miami. Gary comes across the 20-yard line. Eddie Hill takes it out to about the 23. Ben Williams knocked him down 77 for Buffalo. Bills have beaten the Dolphins 2 of the last 3 times they've played, but as we pointed out, they've not won here in the Orange Bowl. The Bills team, and nobody with this club was even with them then.
And when a situation like that exists, Don, you know people try to fight it, all right? They fight the situation, the superstitions that are involved, and if they got off to a fast start, they can file all that. But it worked the other way. Miami's done the things they have to do to get a lead.
David Woodley playing with a lot of confidence at quarterback, having directed that first scoring drive. Now Woodley pump fakes, takes a look, arcs one down the sideline. Cephalo running for the ball, can't get to it. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Here's an illustration of a well-called play, but a better execution of defense. This time, Woodley is trying to throw the ball on an out and up down in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen to Cephalo. He didn't carry it out quite far enough. Mario Clark read it. Didn't give him much room to throw the ball. A one-on-one situation, which a receiver generally loves to be in. Didn't execute well enough.
Now Cephalo comes wide to the right. 3rd down and 7, Miami. Woodley and the Dolphins are 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. David Woodley against a big rush, throws a hard ball over the middle. It's incomplete. And Miami will have to punt the ball away for the first time in the game.
Again, this was their own undoing. We mentioned that Woodley has an awful strong arm. This is a play where Vigorito makes a pretty good move to give him a slight crack to throw the ball in. These are the areas where a David Woodley will become a great player if he improves in.
Tom Morris ready to punt the ball. Riddick is back for Buffalo, along with Lou Picone. Kicking into a swirling wind. They very nearly got a piece of it. That was Charles Romes coming on the rush. Look at the Miami coverage, but the man looking to make the tackle was picked up by a Bills blocker. And still Picone can go nowhere at the return. A 37-yard punt, but good field position for Buffalo on this possession, with just 4 seconds to play in the first quarter. So Ferguson and the Buffalo offense, who took it down close the last time, only to come away with no points and a missed field goal, start 1st and 10 when we come back.
At this very moment, you have access to the world's most advanced information management system, the Bell Network, managing complex voice, data, and visual communications. Use it for telemarketing, to systematically buy and sell more efficiently, to open new markets, to manage more productively. Put our knowledge to work for you. The Information Management Network from Bell.
The criteria for a compact copier of a different sort. It's here, the Canon NP210. A fixed copyboard saves space. 21 letter-size copies a minute saves time. Copies up to ledger size. The Canon NP210 even has its own optional mini sorter. the economical Canon NP210, a compact copier of a different sort. Call toll-free for information or contact your authorized Canon dealer.
Tomorrow, the NFL season goes into its final Sunday. The Denver Broncos, desperately needing a win to clinch the AFC West and a playoff berth, face the rugged Chicago Bears. The Atlanta Falcons in a must-win situation battle of Cincinnati Bengals. Crucial interconference matchups for the playoffs. Check local listings.
Back at the Orange Bowl in Miami, it is 7-0 Dolphins, John. Miami playing very well despite all the injuries.
Don, I think more than anything, Miami has done the things that they wanted to do. They knew they had to do in order to be effective. They know it's an uphill battle against Buffalo, who's playing very well at this time of the year. But if you have the most points on the board, everything looks up.
They have the most right now. It is a 7-0 game. The Bills going offense, 1st and 10. Ferguson goes to Joe Cribbs, and Miami comes sweeping over and knocks down the run. The Dolphin defense playing with a vengeance. They know they must carry this team and stop a Buffalo offense that ripped them in the first half. First time they played this year at Buffalo, when the Bills built up a 31-7 lead at halftime.
I don't want you driving at night without a flashlight in your glove compartment and Energizers in the flashlight.
Of all leading brands, nothing outlasts the Energizer from Everready. Nothing outsnaps it. Nothing outadds, outwalks, outplays, outtapes, outshines, outlasts it. Nothing.
I could be here all night. Glad Mom just put Energizers in the flashlight.
Energizer, Energizer, for life.
Long life.
Energize me.
Ring in the holidays. Ring out the year. Sparkling with Andre. Love and good cheer. Take Andre home for the holidays. Andre for the holidays.
What's a celebration without Andre Champagne to lend sparkle and elegance to your good times? Greet the season and your friends with the best. Andre.
For the holidays and all year long.
Numbers so far pretty even, but the bottom line is Miami's at the moment. Dolphins leading 7-0 after a 53-yard drive. A very impressive one on the payoff end. It was David Woodley throwing to rookie Tommy Vigorito from 7 yards out for the touchdown. Now we start the second quarter. Bills working into that swirling wind. Wind that's very tough to handicap. But this guy, Joe Ferguson, throws in wind as good as any quarterback in football. 2nd and 8. Bills pick up the blitz. Ferguson throws a strike. Joe Cribbs comes out of the backfield and is hit hard by Brudzinski.
But it's again an excellent read by Ferguson. It's a simple little double zone, 2 deep men. Here we see 2 linebackers. You've got Ernest Roan on the inside. Cribbs is trying to split the 2 of them. Brudzinski finally makes the tackle. He's the outside linebacker, good for about 6 yards, and it's still 3rd down and 3.
Ferguson now sets up his Bills. Going to be a long 3 actually for Buffalo from the 49. Shotgun. You can run as many as 5 players with deep patterns out of this formation. Blitz picked up. Ferguson throws. Free ball. Incomplete. Buffalo has to punt. Good defense by Miami. One of the Blackwood brothers out of Texas, Glenn Blackwood, broke it up.
Boy, that was good defense. I'll tell you, he was had on the play. When Ferguson gets outside and they run this shotgun because they feel they can employ more receivers down the field, anytime it's a 3rd and 4, 5, or 6, it doesn't take much time. This time, once Ferguson gets outside, he's got a man wide open. Blackwood comes in to break it up from Hooks.
Roland Hooks was there, but Blackwood makes the play. Ernest Roan was the guy who pressured Joe Ferguson coming on the linebacker blitz. Greg Cater, who punted 37 yards his first time, is going to hit this one left. It's very high. Fair catch is signaled for and made by Kozlowski of the Dolphins. Miami goes back on offense, leading early in the second quarter, 7-0. Cater's production as a punter has tailed off in recent weeks. That one, though, was kicked into a strong wind and came down. The Dolphins with fairly good field position.
Radio Shack's spectacular Christmas stereo sale.
I just got a great buy for my stereo system. These Radio Shack speakers, on sale now for $39.95 each. That's half price. A real bargain. A two-way bass reflex system, incredible bass, clear crisp highs, and a rich walnut veneer finish. Looks great. Sounds great. Radio Shack's 2-for-1 speaker buy makes stereo really affordable.
On sale now for $39.95 each, only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
Down here in Texas, people know a good beer, and many choose the taste of my Schlitz. Just one glass will tell a lot of beer drinkers what I've known all along. You just can't buy a better tasting beer than Schlitz.
What do I really think? I think Schlitz tastes better than Miller. Schlitz tastes really smooth. Mr. Sillinger, your Schlitz tastes good. It really does.
I'm glad you like it.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
Has the cold weather got you down? Escape to Hawaii. Top pros hang 10 through pounding surf in men's World Cup surfing. Then America's best men gymnasts take on a dynamic Chinese team in U.S.-China gymnastics, plus wild jet ski racing. Next Saturday on NBC Sports World.
Miami's best defensive back on the sideline along with some other Dolphins. That's Don McNeil, second-year player out of Alabama, the left corner who now with a fractured arm last week against Kansas City.
Still on the roster, and there's a good chance he'll be back, but when you put into combination Betters, McNeil, Nathan, Moore, Harris, they're playing above and beyond.
Doug Betters, their best pass rusher, as you mentioned, John, in the hospital, being treated for an infection in his lower back. Dolphins set to go now. They go to the run, and here's Andre Franklin stuck hard by Jim Haslett as he crosses the line of scrimmage, which was the 26 and a first down carry. Got to about the 28.
I tell you, that play looked like it was developing nicely. It looked like they were going to make 7 or 8 yards. They ran right at a man who's been an All-Pro for 3 or 4 years in this league. He's a veteran now, Phil Villapiano, one of the most involved, intense people you'll ever meet. He's been a real addition to this club in many ways, more than his linebacking. But now, toward the end of the year, he's in a position to help.
Villapiano has added a great deal from an attitude aspect. Came in with a Super Bowl ring from Oakland. The players have great respect for him and what he has to say about this game. Now Woodley in trouble, and gets away. Then he goes down. David Woodley down inside the 20-yard line. Bills came cruising in looking to take his head off, and David Woodley is sacked for the first time in the game.
And I think the concern by some of the fans, and David Woodley in particular, is when Sherman White gets around his block. Now, Woodley makes a decision to come back, and it looks like White hits him right in the head. He ducks it. Can't get away. Here's another man's having a great year. Ben Williams just wanted to make sure he knew they were around.
It's the first time I think all day, John, that Miami's been the long yardage. 11-yard loss on the sack. It's going to be 3rd and 19.
And there are a lot of times, Don, when you'll say 3rd and 19, we've got to throw. I'll be very surprised if they do.
We found out the hard way. You stand still in the car business, you get run over. So ever since, Chrysler's been moving ahead. For 1982, we're the only company introducing a full line of cars that combine front-wheel drive, high mileage, and luxury. Our Chrysler LeBaron series. Nobody has anything like them. Not Ford, not GM, not the imports. I challenge you to compare their quality and technology to anything that comes out of Germany or Japan. There's this sporty coupe that's priced so that you won't go into sticker shock. And a four-door sedan that offers impressive gas mileage and 6-passenger room. This handsome town and country, this dazzling convertible that puts a little fun back into driving. No cars are perfect, but these come pretty close. Drive them. See for yourself how quiet and smooth they are. If you don't agree they're the best Chrysler's ever made, the very best America has to offer at a sensible price, then I'm in the wrong business. Oh, one more thing. If you can find a better car, buy it.
Tonight, be courtside with Dick Enberg and Al McGuire when Pauley Pavilion goes wild. Coach Ray Meyer's DePaul Blue Demons battle the powerful Bruins from UCLA. Right here on the home of great college basketball, NBC Sports.
Don, 3rd and 19, you figure it's a certain passing down. I don't think they will right now because Buffalo has sent in their 7-back situation with 4 down linemen. They're coming with everybody trying to get a piece of the quarterback. They get their starting blocks. They set themselves up for some kind of draw play, but you knew it was going to finally get to this. We're going to give you a shot if we can of the secondary coverage, let you see just how tough it is to beat 7 backs.
The right tackle there at the lower portion watching your screen, 91. Ken Johnson's an hombre. Now he lines up right over the center. 3rd and 19. Woodley with a deep drop. Here comes the rush. He gets it away. There's a man out there. It's lost by Duriel Harris. He was popped, though, as the ball came in. Harris was a questionable starter. You see the 51s on the back of the Miami helmets. That's in memory of their late teammate Rusty Chambers, who was killed in the offseason in a car accident.
Let's take a look at the secondary, Don. Here's 7 backs. Now, this is a perfectly thrown ball. This is what Woodley does as well as anyone in the game. Look at the lower left hand of your screen. There are no receivers open at this date. Well-run pattern. Well defense by Romes. Took away the angle. 4th down punting situation.
Morris standing back inside his 5 to punt the ball for the Dolphins. Bills double up on the men going down to coverage. Trying to set up the return. Rob Riddick takes it to the 36. Dolphins, historically one of the great special teams clubs, lose Riddick, and Riddick breaks away, and he's not done till he gets all the way down to the 42. So Rob Riddick, young man out of Millersville State in Pennsylvania, rookie who made the club, breaks away from the white jerseys and returns it 22 yards. And the Bills go on offense on the Miami side of the field when we come back to the Orange Bowl. Dolphins in the lead, 7-0.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
The people here in California know their beer. In fact, beer is a big part of their Oktoberfest. Schlitz, please. And for our master brewer, the final test is a beer drinker's taste.
I think Schlitz tastes a little better than Bud. It's nice and mellow. I like it. I'm impressed. This Schlitz really tastes good.
Mr. Sellinger, I'll go with your Schlitz.
I knew you would.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
About the new individual retirement accounts. But there is a way to escape all this confusion. It's by calling or visiting your full-service bank. For professional guidance with your financial future, we've got the answers.
The Orange Bowl. This primetime extravaganza is more than just a game. It's an extraordinary entertainment event. The most famous halftime show in the world. Artistry and imagination, high-stepping choreography, and superlative scenic effects. New Year's night.
Shaking going on here in Miami as the Dolphins are in the lead, 7-0. 12:19 to play in the first half. Don Criqui with John Brody. Dolphins on their first possession took it 53 yards into the end zone. Woodley to Tommy Vigorito on a touchdown pass. Now the Bills go on offense, 1st and 10 at the Miami 42. In the flat, Roosevelt Leaks has the ball and then takes a hard hit. Blackwood. He's made some stops. Was it Baltimore? Was with the New York Giants. Now starting for Miami.
That's right. It wasn't Lyle Blackwood who broke the play up, however, Dunny. Roosevelt Leaks generally makes plays like this. Good movement by Ferguson. He hits Leaks on the run. If he catches it cleanly, he's got a certain 7 or 8 yards. Those are the things that stop drives that oftentimes go unnoticed.
Roosevelt's made some big plays for Buffalo all season long, but now at the drop ball, it's 2nd and 10 for the Bills.
Shotgun on 2nd.
Ferguson throwing his fastball right through the hands of his tight end, Mark Bramer.
All right, you can see the plan. Ferguson on 2nd down knows he's going to get the linebackers covering his backs. When he gets that, he loves to throw the ball in the short areas. Obviously, they're not quite as active as the backs in the 6-man defense. This time, he was surprised.
Buffalo on 5 previous 3rd downs, converted only 2 for 1st downs. This is 3rd and 10 coming up now for the Bills at the Miami 42. Byron Franklin wide to the right. Flyer out of Auburn, a rookie player. He could go deep. Going to Franklin deep. He's got the ball and loses it. Byron Franklin, the speed out of Auburn, flashing off the right flank, takes it down the sideline and almost got a tip ball. Mike Kozlowski got a piece of it.
Well, Kozlowski got a piece of it, but tipped it up. When he did so, it hit Franklin right on the dead run. He found it in time. I think this is about to be a touchdown. Those are breaks that you have to take advantage of.
Byron Franklin enters the game and almost goes into the end zone, but it comes up as a long out, and so Buffalo has to punt again. Vigorito back deep for Miami. Greg Cater hadn't gotten it very far in 2 previous tries. It's a good punt, very high. It's going to carry inside the 5-yard line. But the wind gusts it into the end zone, and so it comes out on a touchback, 1st and 10. 42-yard punt, and the Dolphins with 11:49 to play in the first half, and Miami leading 7-0. Take over 1st and 10 at their 20.
And every time that they stop Buffalo, this crowd gets louder and makes it tougher to operate for Ferguson.
Late night basketball special. Ray Myers, the Paul Blue Demons, without Mark Aguirre, unbeaten, playing very well. They go to UCLA. That is next Saturday night. Dick Enberg and Al McGuire will be there. NCAA basketball here on NBC, a special Saturday night edition at 11:30 Eastern Time. Right now, the Dolphins leading this game 7-0, set up at their 20, 1st and 10. Off to Eddie Hill, not much there as he tries the left side of the Buffalo defense. Smirlis, who's a Pro Bowler again at nose tackle. He'll back up Baumhauer on the AFC team, makes the stop, but Smirlis, by his own admission, has not had the season this year. He had a season ago.
Well, I think we mentioned earlier, Don, that Smirlis hasn't had the season ago, and we see Ed Newman right down in there on Hazlitt making a fine block. We see why he's making the Pro Bowl offensively, and number 76 shows why he's in there also.
To the left, Uriel Harris. Woodley on the rollout, takes a look and swings it out to Eddie Hill, who had the linebacker beaten.
Boy, that play broke about as well as they could hope for. No one within 10 or 15 yards of Hill. I guess the weather had some effect. We've seen an awful lot of drop balls early. But this ball has to be caught. Well thrown ball right through his hands.
Woodley came into the game with a 69% rating in the NFL statistics for quarterbacks, 20th in the NFL. 11 touchdowns, 12 now at the throw to Vigorito, and 13 interceptions. Woodley sets up well. He's quick. Lofts the ball downfield. It's caught by Joe Rose at the 39-yard line for a Miami 1st down. Joe Rose, a tight end, catches the ball for a 16-yard gain.
I think it's hard to realize what a great throw this is, but number 22 up in the middle of your screen is man-to-man on Joe Rose. For Woodley to wait, for Rose to go far enough through, you see he's got to let him go all the way past the other defensive back in a short zone coverage. The ball has to be perfectly thrown. He waits, gets enough protection, and puts the ball the only place it can be thrown.
Joe Rose, one of 3 Miami tight ends. He runs the deep patterns. Ronnie Lee's the blocker. Hardy catches the short balls when it's down close. 1st and 10. Woodley pump fakes. He's got the strong arm. He lets it rip long, and good coverage by Mario Clark. Off the left corner. Cephalo out of Penn State running the fly pattern. Cephalo catches him, it's for good yards. He's caught 28 this year for over 22 yards a catch. Runs the deep patterns.
And you can't run deep patterns if you don't have good moves in the short areas.
Miami and Buffalo playing for the AFC Eastern Division Championship tonight at 11:30 Eastern Time here on NBC. It's major college basketball. UCLA at Pauley Pavilion at home to play unbeaten and 7th ranked DePaul. That's at 11:30 tonight. Now Eddie Hill comes in on a passing down for Miami, 2nd and 10. Hill goes wide, gets to the 40, knocked down. It'll be 3rd and long. Rufus Bess, an ex-Oakland Raider, extra defensive back in for Buffalo, made the tackle.
There are certain things that it's very hard to execute when you're playing with 7 backs. One of them is the run right at you, because you're playing with a 195-pound linebacker in there. But wide plays, these defensive backs can catch. They're used to forcing, and it's very hard to run wide against this defense.
Tremendous tremendous contrast, John, between this game and the first meeting of Miami and Buffalo, when the Bills rolled up 31 first-half points. So far into the second quarter, they've been shut out. Miami leading 7-0. Woodley runs away from trouble. Now there's somebody coming up to get him, and here's a throw downfield. It's caught by Joe Rose. And again, Joe Rose, big tight end from Cal at Berkeley, goes in the air and comes down with the ball, and the Dolphins start to challenge again. A 32-yard gain.
Secondary coverage again. We saw the last third down situation. Woodley holds in there perfectly. Now look, he gets away from a blitz. A blitz forces everyone into a man-on-man situation on one side of the field. That's exactly what's happened here. Rose beats his man one-on-one, comes up with a great catch, touching both feet in bounds. Throwing the ball this accurately when you're moving on the run, particularly to your left, is a quality you don't teach. Woodley has it, and it's a big plus.
And Joe Rose has it twice now. And thrown to him twice, and he's picked up 49 yards in the 2 catches. Pitch back Eddie Hill. Buffalo's there. Jim Haslett, 55, coming from the inside linebacker, knocked him down, and the game clock winds down to 9:08 to play. Don Shula, I don't think I've ever seen him, John, as uptight before a game as he was before today's. He was very concerned about the loss of players to injury. He said, we need this week off. If we win today so badly, we've got to get people well to go into the playoffs.
Well, he should have been concerned. He didn't lose 5 empty chairs. He lost 5 guys that were outstanding football players that he depends an awful lot on when they get into the playoffs. And if you have to play away, it just keeps compounding the problem.
The loser of this game, depending on the outcome of tomorrow's Jets-Green Bay game, could very well be going to Shea Stadium, where neither has won this year. Woodley right up the middle. He might take it the distance. David Woodley gets it down to the 12-yard line. As finally, Jets Nixon closes in. Woodley's having some gain. 18 yards and a Miami first down.
Don, this is not what you call a methodical Miami drive. 2 great pass plays by Woodley. Now, at the right time, he chooses to go up the middle. When he does, he's got the whole defense spread. You see nobody even in pursuit until he gets 15 yards down the field. 3 great plays by Woodley. Puts the ball on the 12-yard line.
David Woodley, who came in the 8th round of last year's draft out of LSU, where he alternated a quarterback. Good athlete who made the team and all of a sudden found himself starting as a rookie. Andra Franklin does not have a lot of speed to go wide. He's normally an up-the-middle runner, but there was nothing there. So he goes wide and gets nothing.
If he had a lot of speed, he didn't have much room.
Coach Shula ready to send in the next effort. Man very similar in temperament to his counterpart across the way, Chuck Knox. 2 under control, intelligent, well-prepared people who don't seem to get too excited over a win or too down over a loss and reflects on the attitudes of their team.
Sure. You know, I noticed number 82 coming into the lineup, who hasn't really been an integral part of this group, Duriel Harris.
Miami has had this sustained drives. This is the 10th play of this drive. 2nd down and 13. Woodley, they've got to look out. He's going to leg it again. Woodley's down to the 10-yard line. He got 5 on the run, John.
We mentioned in the pregame show what Miami had to do to be effective offensively. They're doing it to a T. David Woodley's moving to his left. He's moving to his right. He's run up the middle. He's thrown the ball in 3rd and long yardage situations. That's the 11th play of the drive, but they've all been, you know, it's been a helter-skelter type completion that's kept their drive alive. They're not moving down in the line. He's got to carry it.
You see the numbers, 3rd and 7 for Woodley and the Dolphins. They lead the game 7-0 second quarter. He's got people flooding the right end of the end zone. Cephalo comes down with the ball, but both feet weren't in. And officials been right on top of 2 very important plays in that area of the field.
But it's not hard to know what Cephalo is concerned about. He felt he went up for the ball, that when he caught it, he was forced out of bounds, and that kept his feet from coming in. You take a look for yourself. He's in a position right now. He's up for the ball. You make a judgment. If he's not contacted, could he get back down inside? The official said no. Back to the line of scrimmage for the field goal try.
Mario Clark covering, and here is Von Schaumann ready to try a field goal attempt at 27 yards. 6:04 to play in the first half.
Encroachment, defense, 76.
With the 5 yards, the Dolphins will get as beneficiaries of this penalty call against Buffalo. They'll still be short of the first down.
And too far short to have a go at it. They'll have 3 yards, 2.5 yards to go for a first down. Might even diminish the angle that the field goal kicker has. So I guess it's best to be closer.
Von Schaman, the Miami field goal kicker, hitting 75% of his tries this year, second best in the league. Veteran Jan Stenner is the best, over 91%. Now it's a 22-yard attempt. Point blank for Von Schaman. So the Dolphins extend their lead to 10-0 on the Von Schaman field goal with 6 minutes to play in the first half. Miami in control as they've been for some 15 years against the Buffalo Bills here at the Orange Bowl. We'll be back after this.
Betty Turner? First day, huh? Through this door, turn left, past the water cooler, turn right. You're looking for Miss Hunter.
Betty, Olive Hunter.
This is Miriam.
Hi. And Doug. And this is you. That's really something, isn't it, Betty? Betty?
The IBM Display Writer. It's easy for people to adjust to because it adjusts to people. It practically teaches you itself. It gives you step-by-step instructions, a dictionary of about 50,000 words that helps you check your spelling. There's even a way to check your math. It almost makes errors obsolete. You can type, edit, correct, and zip out page after page. Some people worry about a machine making them feel uneasy. The IBM Display Writer makes them feel they can handle just about anything. How'd it go?
Piece of cake.
IBM, helping put information to work for people.
Tomorrow, the NFL season goes into its final Sunday. The Denver Broncos, desperately needing a win to clinch the AFC West and a playoff berth, face the rugged Chicago Bears. The Atlanta Falcons in a must-win situation battle the Cincinnati Bengals. Crucial interconference matchups for the playoffs. Check local listings.
Back at the Orange Bowl, the lights are on a very cool December day in South Florida. Temperature in the 50s, but winds gusting over 20 miles an hour have taken the wind chill down into the 40s at least. Bills like that, but Miami's played well in it. Kickoff by Von Schaman carries into the end zone, and Bills will not bring it out. Curtis Brown downs the ball. And we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
WCKT Miami.
With John Brody, this is Don Crickey. Orange Bowl in Miami. Don Shula and Chuck Knox, the opposing coaches, say it's a playoff game. It's the final regular season game, but the winner of this game wins the AFC East, goes to the playoffs in 2 weeks, has next week off, and in all probability will go to the playoffs on the home field. Conversely, the loser must go back into action next week as a wild card and quite possibly on the road. So it's so very important, and the Dolphins are in command 10-0. Buffalo goes to the run into Joe Cribbs. Cribbs on a first down carry from his 20 gets to the 24. Buffalo needs the big play, John. They've not gotten it yet.
No, and they've had a few opportunities that they've let get away from them. Joe Ferguson has got to hit his #1 man, Frank Lewis, some. He's gone to him once. They completed that. Now, it's not, you don't just say go to Frank Lewis. Obviously, they're doubling it most of the day. They still got to get to it.
Miami defense is about as complex as any in football. They show you more looks than any team. On the Bill Arnsparger defense, didn't work this time against Joe Cribbs. He's not done as he gets out to the 41-yard line. Cribbs running the ball out from his 24 to the 41, a 17-yard gain.
Don, we talked about the job of a nose guard. Take a look at 69 and 53. Conrad Dobler and Will Grant. They do what they're asked to do with the nose tackle. They take him and put him in the cheap seats. That gives Cribbs a chance to break through clean at the line of scrimmage and pick up about 15.
You got the lion tamer, Bob Baumhauer. Had a pet lion, but he had to give it to African Safari here because he said he came home one day and that little lion cub got a little mean. Baumhauer said, "I wasn't boss anymore." Bob Baumhauer will start the next Pro Bowl, though. Now on a first down carry, Cribbs takes the ball from the 40. maybe to the 42 where Ernest Roan got him, and time becoming a factor in the second quarter as the clock is running and down to 4:20.
And you know, Arnsparger has said throughout the year, the defensive coordinator for Miami, how well Ernest Roan is playing. That time he took on Conrad Dobler right at the line of scrimmage, just as he pulled out of his position, stopped the play for no gain. So it's not always the right play that you call, it's how you execute it.
Isn't it? Now Frank Lewis comes out wide right. Butler's not caught a ball today. He's on the left flank. Gerald Small playing way off him at the top of your screen. Ferguson play faking. Brzezinski's on him. Here's a strike down to Frank Lewis. He's inside the 35-yard line and down to the 30 as Lewis comes off the right flank, cuts over the middle of the field, and Joe Ferguson is on his numbers with a 26-yard strike.
We mentioned Frank Lewis is getting double teamed, but on play action, you get enough time. You generally get just a little bit more time. Brzezinski gets very close. Lewis beats double coverage, comes right underneath, right in the seam. Fulton Walker trying to catch up in pursuit. But an excellent play by a great athlete.
Jim Harris, the quarterback, James Harris, who played with him at Grambling, said Frank Lewis, the greatest athlete he's ever been around. At 34, he's going to catch 70 balls this season and start in the Pro Bowl. First and 10. Ferguson throws.
Look at that play.
Talk about a great athlete. That was Frank Lewis.
I'll tell you, that ball was thrown. It looked like it was going to hit row 8. He puts an arm up. You tell me how many guys can go out, put one arm up, make it look like another day in the park, come down with an 8-yard gain. This is an incompletion all the way. Also got a glove on his hand. Didn't even need his right arm.
Did not use the right hand.
You ought to get more points for that.
Frank Lewis strutting his stuff now as the Bills start to move the ball. 3:02 to play in the first half. Up the middle. Yards come hard against this Miami defense up the gut. A.J. Dewey puts it on Roosevelt Leaks. Brzezinski, boy, they got big people back in the line. Dewey 6'4", 245. Brzezinski 6'4", 235.
And Bokamper in there sometimes. I saw him break up that one pass play on third down. He's going in at about 245, so they're big, but they're so active, Don.
Very active, very fast, and they throw a lot of different looks on the pass coverage. Bokamper and Dewey will line up like defensive ends, fake the rush, throw the tackle off, then they'll drop back, and another linebacker will blitz. Miami with very, very sophisticated defense. The Arnsparger, Don Shula defense doesn't give up many points. Hasn't given up any today. First down, Buffalo. 7-0 Miami as you see the ball spotted just inside the 21. Kind of an interesting contrast there. First down play average. And now first and 10 Buffalo. High set in the backfield. Joe Cribbs, is he quick? Down to the 11-yard line as this time the Buffalo offensive line splits open the Miami defense.
You know, we saw that little inset about first down yardage. These fellas have made it on the ground. Miami has been ineffective on the ground so far, but they're leading 10-0. They've done it on Woodley. Joe Cribbs, when he gets a little crack at the line of scrimmage, is good for whatever you like. Very close to the first down. I think he'll be about a foot short.
He's run well, though, John. 10 carries now, 5.4 yards a rush, 54 yards for Joe Cribbs. He's never had good luck against Miami. Has never rushed for more than 60 yards against the Dolphins.
Well, he's only played them 3 times. I mean, and Miami holds a lot of players to only 60 yards. These guys, the personality of their team, the real bone and structure of their team is out there right now.
Right, the defense, no question about that. That's what's taken Miami to the lead in the division with this one game to play in the regular season. Cribbs works his way on a first down carry to the 9-yard line. And the game clock is down to 1:57 to get an official timeout. So the Bills challenging again. You'll recall their first drive down close like this resulted in a missed field goal. They've yet to come up with points. We'll be back after this.
Today, the landscape of investment opportunities spreads far and wide. But there is one place they grow in all varieties to suit every kind of investor. At Merrill Lynch, we've brought together a profusion of financial services to nurture all kinds of investment needs. And it is the skill and care with which we tend them that makes us what we are. Merrill Lynch, a breed apart.
announces great low prices on complete Hawaii vacation packages. Prices that bring Hawaii closer from the East Coast, closer from the Midwest, closer from every city United serves. United, once-in-a-lifetime prices for a once-in-a-lifetime vacation.
Tuesday on Father Murphy. A tragic accident in the mine shaft.
Start digging.
Presents Murphy with his greatest challenge ever.
Back at the Orange Bowl in Miami, the Buffalo Bills mounting another deep drive. But John Brody, if they don't come out of here with points, they could be in trouble.
I think so. They've mounted 2 now. They have come out with nothing, hitting the goal post 1 time. I really think the Fergusons moved the ball the way they intended to. On first down, we saw they have a big edge. Really, on most every down, but they don't have any points on the scoreboard. Miami's a little bit stingy at giving them.
Right now, the ball is down to the 9-yard line. 2nd down and 8 from there for the first down. Lewis comes out in the right flank against the rookie Fulton Walker. Butler, who's been shut out in the left flank. Cribbs caught. Still on his feet, but he's going to lose yardage out to the 14-yard line. 3rd down and long comes up. Just like Miami likes it on defense, they like to get you in the throwing down. Get all those people back in zone coverage and let the big guys tee off and come. Bills only 2 for 6 on 3rd down conversions. Game clock down to 1:17 as you see. And Ferguson wants a timeout.
It's a good thing he did, because I don't think he had enough time to get the play off.
So he comes over to the sideline for some counsel from his quarterback coach, Kay Stevenson, and head coach Chuck Knox. We take a break at the Orange Bowl with the Dolphins in the lead, 10-0.
Oh, a once-in-a-lifetime play. But I've got an instant replay forever on my RCA convertible video recorder. It's really 2 VCRs in one. It records my TV favorites, and it converts to a portable home movie outfit. So I can record Moose's big plays, too. The RCA convertible. 2 VCRs are better than one.
No one gives you more VCR than RCA.
Chevy says, blow away everything you know about pickups. When you compare standard S10s and Dodge Ram 50s, Dodge blows Chevy away. Ram 50 carries 500 pounds more payload. Its gutsier engine gives more pulling power, and Ram 50 gives you a choice. Introducing Power Ram 50, 4-Wheeler Magazine's 4-wheel drive truck of the year.
Dodge trucks are Ram tough.
Ram tough Dodge trucks. Get $300 to $1,000 cash on select new Dodge cars and trucks. See participating dealers for details.
We're getting close to halftime here in Miami. Pete Axtell's going to check out Miami Beach. Ryan Campbell updating what's going to be coming up tomorrow on NBC as we come to the final weekend of play. The biggest game on the board, though, is right now. Miami Dolphins and defense. Bills with 3rd down and 13. 3rd and 14 for a touchdown. Ferguson stands in. There's a penalty marker down. It's going to go against Buffalo as Ferguson throws a strike out of bounds. Jim Tunney, the referee, now says holding against Buffalo.
I'm interested to see what Shula does. He may take the penalty. I have the feeling he won't.
Number 16 decline.
Yeah, there you are. Don Shula does not go for the penalty. So the Bills have 4th down coming up now because of the incomplete pass. Matt Robinson holding. Nick Mickemeyer will try another one into a swirling Florida wind. He's kicking it right towards the ocean. That's where the wind is coming from. He's up. He snuck it through. So the Bills get points. northwesting wind. So Mickemeyer gives the Bills their first points of this game, with just 61 seconds to play in the half. Now we'll see what Woodley, John, and the Dolphin offense can do with a little over a minute they have to go.
Well, you take a look at what the Bills have done offensively. They've come up with a few big plays to Frank Lewis. Cribbs has run the ball effectively early in the ball game. Still, they only have 3 points on the board. You take a look at the other side of the coin. Miami has not really been effective offensively except in critical situations where Woodley has taken upon himself to make everything work. Now, this is the way he played last year as a rookie. I really think they're fitting a little more of their offense to what he does best, and he's capitalizing on it from the gun.
Well, Woodley has been such a threat, particularly today, running the ball. Buffalo zoning off the field, and then when he doesn't see somebody open, he's ripped off some big gainers, as David Woodley. The Dolphins leading in the game 10-3. See, the Bills have been a dominant club in the second quarter, outscoring the opposition 118-71. Miami's defense has been especially tough, though, in the fourth quarter. Here's the kickoff. Besselou fumbles the ball, can't find the handle. He has a major problem back inside the 15-yard line. 56 seconds to go in the half. Rufus Best, 28, was the first there to get him. So the Dolphins go on offense, 1st and 10 at their 14-yard line.
And I think you'll see them be very content with a 7-point lead at halftime. If you recall, about 5 games earlier in the year, Buffalo had Dallas in their hip pocket. About 30 seconds before halftime, Ferguson tries to make a big play from his knees, gets an interception, and games turn around by trying to get a little greedy. I don't think right here you'll see Woodley do that.
Actually, the Dolphins also had Dallas in their hip pocket with 5 minutes to play, led 27-14. Woodley was intercepted a couple of times, and Dallas won the game 28-27, the toughest loss of this season for Miami. The Dolphins apparently content to go to the locker room with their first half winnings, leading 10-3. They go to the run and let the clock wind down.
I can understand why Shula would do that earlier. All right, you can get, when your defense is not playing the kind of football that Miami is playing right now, you take those chances. But with this defense playing the way they are, you don't want to upset the apple cart.
Down to 23 seconds, and we go to NFL 81 at halftime. Recap of what happened earlier today. The Giants' overtime victory over the Dallas Cowboys. Vigorito working hard as the clock goes down to 9 seconds, and that's going to do it.
All time.
What Ed Newman's trying to do, and he is successful as they get the timeout with 4 seconds to play. Vigorito, who has the only touchdown of this game and a 7-yard reception in the end zone from David Woodley, got 11 yards in the last carry. Shula, the man who says there are no secrets. You roll up your sleeves and you go to work looking for the winning edge, and there are no alibis for Don Shula. Him, his coaches, or his players.
Drive carefully.
It's not hard to tell. Tonight's a special night for her and for them. But it doesn't take much to turn a night to remember into one they'll wish they could forget. Hi, I'm Drew Pearson of the Dallas Cowboys. And the difference between a special occasion and a tragedy can be a few drinks and a short drive. Teenage drinking is a problem you hear a lot about. But one place most teens don't hear enough about it is right here at home. All too often, parents find themselves unsure of what to say. That's where this free booklet, Straight Talk About Alcohol, comes in. It's published by the Education Commission of the States and the Distilled Spirits Council. The title tells you exactly what it's all about. Maybe you should read it now. Don't wait till it's too late. Write for your free copy to ECS Box 687, Denver, Colorado 80201. That's ECS Box 687, Denver. Do it today.
The preceding announcement was furnished as a public service by the National Football League. Don Quickie with John Brody, Orange Bowl, Miami, Florida. Dolphins looking for the AFC Eastern title against their arch rivals, the Buffalo Bills. Miami leading 10-3 with just 4 seconds left. This will be the final play of the half, and they go to the run. Eddie Hill goes nowhere, but that's all right as long as Eddie Hill doesn't give up the ball. Lucius Sanford got him, and the gun sounds, and so the Dolphins go to the locker room in the lead. touchdown, the only one of this game so far.
It's a perfect illustration of the way Woodley played the first half. Now, and he goes back, pretends to set up. He's coming to the outside the whole way. Finds a little crack to hit Vigorito in. They get 6 points on the board. Take an early lead, and their defense has done the rest for them.
So that was the deal. The first score of the game. That has proved to be the halftime difference. Miami in the lead 10-3. We'll be back at the Orange Bowl with NFL 81 right after this.
We at American Tourister know that when your suitcase is out of your hands, it's out of your hands. That's why American Tourister suitcases are reinforced with strong stainless steel frames and solid locks that won't spring open on contact. Sure, you may pay a little more in the beginning, but it'll sure pay in the end. American Tourister. It's not just how good it looks, it's how long it looks good.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
The people in St. Louis know their beer, but as a master brewer...
Schlitzer.
Thank you. I know one taste of my Schlitz can change a lot of minds, and now more people know.
I like Schlitz better than Bud.
I'm a Miller drinker, but you have to taste Schlitz to believe it.
Mr. Sillinger, your Schlitz tastes good. It's a good tasting beer.
Here's to it.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
We are back at the Orange Bowl in Miami. We're in a battle for the AFC Eastern Division Championship. The Miami Dolphins are out in front of the Buffalo Bills by a score of 10-3. In this halftime, we're going to take a look at the first half highlights. And Pete Axthelm has a report you might be interested in. Here in Miami, they're trying to build a new dome stadium, but even as they do, some people are wondering if the city of Miami is Major League. We're going to do that, have a report on the upcoming game between DePaul and UCLA, and get a report from NBC News on the deepening crisis in Poland. All that after these messages from your local station.
It's a Harbor Valley Christmas Carol. Humbug. And there's a wedding on Lewis and Clark.
Object.
Then on television Inside and Out, Mary Tyler Moore survives personal tragedy and starts a single life. Plus, Blacks on TV from Amos and Andy to Hill Street Blues. And an I Love Lucy not shown for 20 years. It all happens Saturday on NBC.
He's the working man, forging dreams with fire, building, moving mountains, always reaching higher. He's the wheels that move a nation, the stitching in the seams. He holds it all together. He wears Levi's jeans, 'cause he knows we still build the Levi's jeans that helped build America.
Write this down. Gel.
Gel?
Mm-hmm. Short for gelatin.
Is there gelatin in here?
Yep. Now write acryl. Short for acrylic. Now you've got...
Gelacryl?
Gelacryl. The first combination of gelatin and acrylic. It's what new Quench Your Nail Glaze is made with. It's very shiny and very strong. Try it.
Wow. Gelatin and acrylic.
Now write Quench Your Nail Glaze.
No, sir. I'm saving my Quench Your Nail Glaze for my nails.
Circle of Love, the new album of musical wizardry from the Steve Miller Band.
I got a heart like a wheel, I told you so. And I've been loving you for so long.
Steve Miller, Circle of Love.
I got a heart like a wheel.
The magic is real on Capitol Records and Cassettes.
Holiday priced at all Peaches. Greetings of the season from South Florida 7.
At the Orange Bowl in Miami, our score has the Dolphins out in front of the Bills by a score of 10-3. There's a couple of debates raging in this city. One of them has to do with the location of a new planned dome stadium. But even as that debate rages about where to put that stadium, there are some people in this city who are still debating about the worth of this town as a pro town. Pete Axthelm has more.
By night and by day, it can be like its name, a magic city. But the magic doesn't always translate from Miami to its Orange Bowl and to support of the Dolphins and its sports teams. We're here tonight, a pretty magical place called Turnberry Isles, just south of the Dade-Broward line, to discuss a matter that really both Dade and Broward counties should be concerned with, which is, does South Florida really deserve a team as good as the Miami Dolphins? With me tonight is Dick Anderson, former star safety for the Dolphins, who's now moved on into politics and is state senator, representing Dade and Monroe counties, and we haven't figured out yet whether that was a move up, down, or laterally, but he did give Dolphin fans a lot of wonderful days. Also with us is a guy who knows more about Knights, Hank Goldberg, man about town, former sports host on WIOD radio, who lost his job when he raised the question, Miami is a Bush sports town. Hank, let's start with that. How Bush is it?
What upset me that weekend was that it was following a Penn State game where 32,000 people came to see the #1 college team in the country at the time, and 46,000 people came to see the Baltimore Colts. And I know the Colts aren't much, but the Dolphins are a first-place team, and people just weren't there. And I said that I thought it was an embarrassment for this community to go on national television twice and have that kind of non-support.
Dick, when you were playing here, the great Super Bowl years, did you feel unloved?
No, not at all. Two things happened during the Super Bowl years. One, they didn't have the blackout legislation, so if someone wanted to see the game in Miami, they had to go to the stadium. Hence, we had 75,000 season tickets sold. When the Congress passed a law and changed the blackout rule, the season ticket sales after the Super Bowl years dropped down to 40,000. We have a solid 45,000 fans that are there regardless of the weather, regardless of the team that we're playing.
But doesn't, in addition to the blackout law, doesn't the fact that attendance dropped that way indicate maybe this is a town of front-runners?
I don't think it's front-runners so much as in the fall and the winter as we're out right now, and it's snowing in Pittsburgh right now. This is a beautiful place. They can go swimming, they can play golf, they can play tennis, they can go out and go fishing, they can be in a boat. And I think you're competing for the entertainment dollar, and you have a lot of people that like to participate. And if they don't feel it's a top-line game, they're not going to go.
Since you do hardly any of those healthy things, like me, what do you see as the factors of what people make?
Like you, Pete, I would say conditions don't suit, okay? And the problem is, I think the area that the stadium is in, people don't seem to like to go down there. There's a parking problem, and the Orange Bowl is no longer a comfortable place to be for one reason or another. And a lot of the people, let's face it, the Dolphins are the only group that's come to Miami in the last 16 years legally. Now, we've overcome that, and we've become a great international city, and I'm sure that we can overcome all the other obstacles and move ahead.
Hank, are we ready to retract the Bush label on this town, or what does the town have to do to prove itself to us?
Well, you know, this is such a great city that the addition of sports would complete the package. We have so many new things here. You know, new zoos, new hotels, not the kind of zoos you and I are used to. They have all kinds of great facilities that have come here. The only thing that's lacking to make it truly Major League is a Major League sports facility. I hope they get it. I think that the people down here will pull together and pull it off.
I hope they get it too, although I still haven't figured out why somebody wants to build a dome when you have the greatest weather in the country. But Hank gave me this button, and I want to conclude with that. It says, Miami's for me. And as far as the Dolphins go, I'll go along with that.
Pete Axtell, Miami is for you, and it's for a lot of other people, too. This city has successfully hosted a number of Super Bowls, and it's made a success of the Dolphins. I think it's worth asking, in light of the fact that Mr. Goldberg lost his job for voicing his feelings, how many people legitimately share his feelings?
Well, a lot of people, I think any realist in South Florida realize there are problems in sports. One of the main ones, Brian, is we can talk about Miami all we want, but it really is a South Florida thing. The population is moving north, especially the affluent potential sports fan population is moving more toward Broward County. That's one of the big debates about if they're going to build a stadium, where do they put it?
Are the problems not reflective of a city that, frankly, is having some problems absorbing a lot of the outsiders from a number of other nations?
Well, I suppose you could relate it to the more serious problems in Miami, but I think there's room, even if you do have, obviously, a refugee problem and a drug dealing problem, people should be able to find time to go to games if they want to. There's plenty of, look at towns like Detroit, where the economy's in great trouble, they still support a team.
Okay, Peter, you talked about the great weather in Miami. I want to talk to you about the great weather in Southern California. It's weather that our buddies Dick Enberg and Al McGuire are enjoying right now, because they are the two gentlemen who tonight will be bringing you the basketball game, matching the DePaul Blue Demons against the Bruins of UCLA.
Pauley Pavilion on the campus of UCLA. It's quiet now, but in a few hours it'll be noisy. 12,000 fans to see a great intersectional rivalry between DePaul and the UCLA Bruins. And UCLA had some more news this week, Coach McGuire. They learned that they are now not eligible for their conference championship, so they really have nothing to win this year.
Oh, they have a lot to win, their respectability. Also, you'll notice with UCLA now, they will return to one of the top 5 teams in the country. No doubt they're great ball players. In the match against DePaul, they have the quickness, they have the poise, but DePaul has the strength, the muscle. It's going to be decided in the trenches under the boards. These are two thoroughbreds. It's going to go down to the wire.
Any more cliches you want to throw in?
No.
It should be a great game, and it has been in these past several years. 8 games, and each side has won 4, so they'll try to break the tie tonight. 11:30 Eastern Time for our coverage. We hope you'll join us then.
That basketball game's later tonight, but even as this football game continues, there has been a deepening of the crisis over in Poland. For an update on that, let's go to NBC News and Bob Jamieson.
This part of our program in providing homes for deserving boys throughout the United States, and without their generous support, we would not be in existence. Thank you so much.
I can tell you it is quite a program. One of the first graduates, they take underprivileged youth, give them a chance at better education. One of their first graduates at Boys Hope is now at Northwestern University, a Dean's List pre-medical student on a full academic scholarship out of the ghetto in St. Louis. Now the Bills ready to kick it off. The Dolphins with the lead. 10-3. Mickemeyer hits the ball downfield, hits it well. Vigorito, who's played well, takes the ball back across the 10. Breaks tackles. Sammy Vigorito gets up to the 24-yard line. Charles Rome's tackled him, and John, what do you see in those numbers?
Well, the stats are very mediocre, and I don't think they indicate the way Woodley has played in the first half. 5 out of 12 for 57 yards. That obviously is not what you call statistically effective, but he has done so many key things on third down. 4 times running the ball for first downs, throwing the ball the only place it could be thrown. I think the difference in the ball game so far has been him.
Woodley really has played well. And that's a tough position he's in. He knows. In fact, 5 times this year they've made a quarterback change. There's his counterpart, Joe Ferguson. As Rod Cush is down for the Bills on kickoff coverage. 5 times Woodley has been pulled and Don Strock's gone in, and twice they've made the change at halftime when the Dolphins were leading.
Well, they wouldn't make it today, and they wouldn't make it because Shula knows that Woodley has done everything that not only was expected of him, but hoped for. I don't think he's ever going to be a high percentage passer or one of those statistic winners. I think he may become a winning quarterback.
Rod Cush is up. You'll see what happens to him here, number 42.
Well, he's been their gun on special teams for so long, Don. You get going over and in between players.
Oof. Took a foot in the abdomen. Take more than that to keep him out of the game. Yeah, it's seriously tough. Trains attack dogs for hobby. First down and 10. Woodley going to run again, and again he has some room. This time Ben Williams catches him and knocks him down. Woodley can run fast, but so can big Ben Williams at 250 pounds from left end. The fastest Buffalo lineman. He runs him down. So the Dolphins on a first down play get a little over a yard. It's going to be second and about 9. David Woodley, when he first came to camp with Miami, was listed as the 4th string quarterback a year ago this past summer. Then put up 31 points in 5 quarters of play. They had to keep him. Ultimately ended up starting. Andra Franklin and Eddie Hill are his runners now. Cepolo goes wide to the right. Hardy moves out and right. Here's a sack of David Woodley. He's caught by Ben Williams. That's the second one. Talk about quick. Big Ben Williams from Ole Miss comes off the line of scrimmage and catches David Woodley before he can set up.
All right, the pattern called for a quick play. It's an aggressive block by the offensive lineman. If you don't throw it as soon as you make your move, then you're going to get hit. Williams got around the offensive tackle because it was an aggressive block. That put him down for a sack. I put that one on the quarterback.
Well, the quarterback took the hit and the lost yardage, which is back to the 20-yard line. So it's now going to be third down and 15. Woodley has been saddled with very few long yardage plays like this one in this game, John. Here he goes. The big rush is on. David Woodley steps in, and again they're going. No, they're not going to get him. David Woodley gets away, but he's cut down well short of a first down as he gets to the 28. Buffalo's defense comes out smoking to open the third quarter.
They got him, Don. That's the problem. They know going in. They run a risk. Quarterback runs the ball 6 or 7 times in a ball game. You figure one time he's going to be shaken up. You just hope he isn't injured to where he can't play. This one looks like it's somewhere in the left arm area.
Don Strock's the backup, but he's about as mobile as the goalpost. They know where to find him when he drops back to throw.
They just changed their attack. That's all they do.
Don Strock has played some great football for Miami coming off the bench, and he may have to soon as Woodley comes out. We'll be back to the Orange Bowl right after this.
The home of great college basketball, NBC Sports.
David Woodley trying to continue where he left off in the first half, gets through the defensive line with good quickness. But those defensive backs are like gnats. They don't stay away long.
Those gnats have some sting, though, and David Woodley goes out apparently all right, though, on the sideline. It came on a third down play, so the punter is out now. Strock doesn't have to come out. Not warmed up. Woodley will probably be back, but right now the Bills are going to get the ball as the Dolphins are set to punt. Morris standing back, and the temperature is dropping. You've got to have a chill in the 30s at this point. Temperatures in the 40s. Wind chill takes it into the 30s, and here is the return by Riddick. He's had some good ones. He breaks tackles, and Riddick gets out to the 39-yard line. There, Buffalo goes on offense, 1st and 10. The final day will be a big day in the NFL. One of the big ones will be at Soldier Field in Chicago, where the Denver Broncos, currently leading the AFC West, go against the Bears, who've been so tough against AFC opponents.
Haven't they? And I tell you, Denver doesn't look forward to it either.
Lots of games tomorrow. Cincinnati on a roll right now. Set for the home field. Right now, Buffalo has the ball, 1st and 10. Trailing 10-3. Joe Cribbs, not much there. And again, the Dolphins do a great job shutting down the run. Vern Denherter makes the stop, along with Lyle Blackwood, 42. Let's take a look at that Miami defense, how they set up. Work with the 3-4. Denherter at left end. He's moved over there because Doug Betters is out. Baumhauer is the middle guard. Camper goes at right end, 58. Linebacker, part linebacker, part defensive end. 100% trouble for a defense, though. He's so big, 6'6", 250. 2nd and 9. Brzezinski's coming. Screen pass to Cribbs. Great blocks, but Cribbs turns outside where one of the men was blocked. He's still close to a 1st down. Cribbs cut outside, and that's where one of the Dolphins was blocked right into him. Larry Gordon finally knocked him down, but the Bills get good yards.
Well, I'll tell you what, Cribbs made this play for a 1st down. I think this is the quality that when you get a back that can do as many things as Cribbs can. Ferguson sets the screen up perfectly. He's got Tom Lynch out in front of him. Conrad Dobler gets a block. Larry Gordon makes a fine play defensively just to get a piece of Cribbs. But he still picks up the 1st.
He does. It is a 1st down for the Bills, almost to the 50. Lynch playing the left guard. Jones at left tackle. No good. And the clock stops with 11:53 to play in the 3rd quarter. Jerry Butler's not been heard from today. He is the best deep threat on the Buffalo team. Leads the club with 8 touchdown receptions.
Yeah, and Butler really hasn't been a prime factor in the last 3 or 4 games because he's had nagging little injuries. Not the kind that keep him out of a ball game, but keep him from being able to run patterns the way he'd like to and can when he's well. Little foot problems, leg problems, so they haven't featured him as much.
Tight end hasn't caught any today, neither has Butler. The other starting wide receiver, Lewis, has 2 receptions. 2nd and 10, they go to the draw, and Joe Cribbs somehow finds a way through the Miami defense. He was hit at the line of scrimmage, popped again when he got 5 yards into the secondary, and then gets ahead down to the 41-yard line.
All right, you'd sit and look at the call. Looks like a good time to call a draw, but Miami's ready for it. Camper gets a piece. Baumhauer gets a piece. Finally, the secondary collectively get him down. A piece isn't enough for Joe Cribbs.
There is a chill in the December air of Miami, Florida. See how it affects play. Surprisingly enough, there's not been a turnover in this game. 3rd down and 2 Buffalo. Joe Cribbs rips it ahead, and Cribbs, having the great game, fumbles the ball. And Miami has the football at their 21-yard line. Bob Baumhauer gets the ball.
Opportunistic is the name of the game in Miami. Cribbs breaks it, the line of scrimmage, untouched, gets down the field, and Blackwood just reaches in and strips him of the ball. Baumhauer with real good pursuit grabs it.
That is the Bills' first fumble in 3 games. They have not been intercepted in 4 games so far, and we'll be back with Miami on offense after this.
Atari would like to thank you for taking us into your homes. We wish you all a happy holiday.
Guys, she's still too heavy. What are we going to do? I hate to say it, but we got to unload the, you know what? Leave the Strohs. Negative. Okay, then some of you got to stay behind.
No, certainly not leaving me behind.
Fortunes of war. I got it. I got it. Joe, I got to hand it to you.
From one real lover to another Strohs.
Tomorrow, the NFL season goes into its final Sunday. The Denver Broncos, desperately needing a win to clinch the AFC West and a playoff berth, face the rugged Chicago Bears. The Atlanta Falcons in a must-win situation battle of Cincinnati Bengals. Crucial interconference matchups for the playoffs. Check local listings.
The first turnover of the game came right here, John Brody.
And it started off with beautiful blocks by Devlin and Dobler. Cribbs breaks through at the line of scrimmage. Blackwood gets in there and just absolutely stripped him of the ball. It wasn't one of those lackluster fumbles. It was just an excellent defensive play.
Cribbs had broken the big gainer for a first down, but now Miami takes over the ball and continues to lead the game as the Dolphins did at halftime, 10-3. First and 10 Miami at their 21. Andre Franklin meets head up with Jim Haslett, 55. Bills defense coming alive now. They shut down Miami. You'll recall the Dolphins' first possession of the third quarter. Knocked David Woodley out of the game temporarily. Now they go to 7 defensive backs.
And that's primarily why we haven't seen an awful lot of either Villapiano or Haslett today, because they're only in there in isolated situations. First down primarily. They've stuffed them most of the time on first down, and then the 7 backs come into play.
The 7 backs are in there now as Woodley has the second down and dump 10, goes to the draw. Tommy Vigorito takes it across the 25 out to the 27-yard line. Third and about 4, so Woodley's bounced right back, John.
Well, he's the type that'll bounce back. He's a real tough kid. He's got a strong arm. He seems to be making the right decisions today, and about 5 minutes ago, that was his position. Got to be able to get up and go after the next one.
Duriel Harris comes wide to the left. Cephalo goes wide right. Third down and 4, and Joe Rose has another ball. Joe Rose isn't done yet as he's across the 40 and all the way out across the 45-yard line. Joe Rose, the third-string tight end, has had 3 balls thrown to him. He's caught 3. That one for 20 yards. All 3 have gone for key first downs.
Rufus Best has to be hitting himself in the head. He's got this ball played perfectly. Woodley puts the ball the only place it can be thrown to keep from being intercepted. Rose comes up with another great catch. When he does so, realizes nobody's around, picks up the first.
So Miami comes up with a big third down play, and now the Dolphins have the ball at their 47-yard line. Look at those numbers for Joe Rose. 3 for 69 yards. Right back at it. Long ball. It's well overthrown. Charles Rome's nearest man to it. Duriel Harris, bad knee and always running the fly for Miami.
You have to throw a few of those just to clean out the areas, just to let them know you're willing to put the ball down the field. They have not been effective throwing it deep all day long, except on broken pass patterns. Buffalo's a very tough team to make a living going down the field on.
Buffalo's going to have to start making a living their next possession if Miami's defense holds up as it has in the fourth quarter. In the past 3 games, Miami has not let an opposing team get across midfield in the fourth quarter.
Well, Buffalo's in the middle of a very frustrating afternoon. They've moved the ball pretty well offensively, and they've got 3 points to show for it. And here we are with 9:21 left in the third quarter. They've got to turn some into touchdowns.
Long way to go, though. Now 2nd down and 10, Miami. Woodley fires, and he gets his man. This time it's another tight end. Hardy catches the ball, and he's down inside the 35-yard line. Absolutely brilliant play calling, and you have to credit Greasy.
Sure, Greasy's up here helping, but the guy I credit is Shula and Woodley. Woodley's sitting in here. He needs to pick out the right man. You see, they're all double covered on the outside, man-to-man on a defensive back who's in a linebacker position inside. It's tough coverage for a defensive back. This time it happens to be Villapiano. He's covered a few people, but he can't cover them all over the field. And there's Robert.
Coach Greasy checking things out from high above the Orange Bowl. Now Miami moving the ball, leading 10-3. Third quarter, pitch back, and Eddie Hill's going to throw the ball. He does, and he's got a man. Hardy, the tight end. First down, Dolphins inside the 20-yard line. Steve Freeman knocks him out of bounds, but the Dolphins drive on.
Boy, that was well done. Here's a guy named like Eddie Hill, hasn't played an awful lot. They don't know whether he can throw an option pass or not. The key is don't run out there and pump up. Just come on out there, put the ball out when the man gets open. He throws it at the right time. Hardy picks up another first. They're beating them with a lot of dinkum and dunkum stuff, but they're doing the things that they can do best without their 3 key guys.
That, John, was the first completion by someone other than a Miami quarterback for a Miami team since 1974. They don't go to the option much.
Nope.
You put it all out, though, on a big game day like this, and the Dolphins have to win it, and right now they're doing that as they again move the ball at Buffalo inside the 15-yard line. They're not used to earmuffs here in Miami. A lot of people had them on today.
Where'd they buy them?
There's always a guy around with them. At range, you always find umbrellas. 8:40 left to go in the third quarter. Long way to go. Coach Shula with his Dolphins well prepared, injured and all, and Chuck Knox Bills looking to get the ball back. They've moved it well against Miami, as you pointed out, John, but so far they have only 3 points to show for it. Eddie Hill inside the 10. He's going to be close to a first down, maybe just short of one.
The offensive line they're moving people around now for the first time all day. Very close to the first down, but they ruled he's a yard short. Let's see if they can move him off on this one.
Bills again flood the field with new people. Darrell Irvin, 97, comes in. Mike Kadish, 71, comes in. Now they've got to choke off that short corner of the field. Less room to protect. These are the danger yards because points could go up again for Miami if the Dolphins can strike. It's 3rd down and 2 from inside the 10. Bills think they have the ball.
I don't think they have the ball. I think Miami has the first down. There aren't many quarterbacks who would have picked it up either.
Eastler signaling, I think, first down.
Oh, he knows.
We all find out together.
Not too simple to pick up a little better than 1 yard on a quarterback sneak. Woodley does so with pretty good movement up front. Dwight Stevenson, the center, leads the way.
He's there. First down, Dolphins. 7:37 to play in the third quarter.
Since they've moved people off the line of scrimmage, now when they're running the ball, they're picking up some yards on first down, and it puts your whole offense in a different perspective. They've come from 1.6 or 7 all the way up to 3.4. That means they've been averaging about 5 yards a pop on first down in this drive.
First and goal for the Dolphins. They lead the game 10-3 third quarter. Here's Eddie Hill right at Buffalo. Not much there. Ben Williams, who's made some big defensive defensive plays for the Bills, makes another, stopping him at the line of scrimmage. Dolphins holding to a 7-point lead. One of the most important members of the Buffalo team is linebacker Shane Nelson. He's a free agent out of Baylor. Is out now with a knee injury. Came back last week after an absence of a few weeks and re-injured against the New England Patriots. They didn't realize how much Shane Nelson meant to the overall scheme of their defense until he went out. The Bills have given up a lot more yards and a lot more points with Nelson not in there. It's an inside backer. Now it's 2nd down and goal for Miami. 8-yard line of Buffalo. Woodley, timing pattern in the corner to Cephalo. 3rd down and goal.
I think that was thrown on purpose, out of bounds. Come back, huddle up, try to get it on 3rd because the timing was thrown off early. Woodley had to throw it before the receiver made his break, and there was a pretty good pass rush.
Again, the Bills changed defensive people as the down and yardage go to 3 and goal from the 8. Big play coming up now for Miami and certainly for Buffalo. Dolphins score here and they'll be tough to catch on their home field with their great history this season of defensive play in the 4th quarter. We're in the 3rd quarter right now. It's 3rd down and goal. Woodley with a blitz against him, times it into the end zone. And Cephalo turning out, can't get to the ball. And Van Schauman heads out to try a field goal.
In Woodley's behalf, Cephalo never really had a place where the ball could be thrown for him to make the reception. It's very good defensive back coverage. Woodley gets enough time, put the ball out there. It's a one-on-one situation. Has to throw it a little bit before Cephalo finishes his pattern, but Mario Clark plays it well.
He from 24, 25 yards away. Just across the 25, they're setting up down. Strokes the holder.
These little 20 to 30 yard jobs are getting exciting. We've seen about 1 out of 5 go in today.
Seen 2 have hit the uprights. Delay a game. He might want a little bit more distance. Hooks that ball a little. Would rather kick it from farther back. Maybe Buffalo won't give him the 5 yards, though, decline the penalty.
Huh.
That's not alive, is it?
No. If she is, she's not very active.
Hang it in. They're going to give him the yardage.
What's that?
Over the years, you see everything at a football game. That's the first time I've seen of that, whatever it is.
Is that the target?
It's right. It's hanging right behind the goalpost.
I would expect they're going to make them get rid of that thing because that would be a target just like someone putting a catcher's mitt up in front of a pitcher and
hit the lady with the football, you get 3 points.
Well, fellas had their fun.
They're not done yet with that. A nip in the December air and perhaps in the stands here in Miami. First penalty against the Dolphins. They annually are one of the least penalized teams in the NFL. Strangest thing I've ever seen. Very peculiar, John.
I understand.
Well, Van Schauman's going to try again. He's back at the 21 now, the 31-yard attempt. Native West Berliner, Uwe Van Schauman. It's a line drive and puts it right in the net. He would have gotten the lady. The Dolphins go on the board again, and they extend their lead to 13-3 with a lot of time to go. 6:17 left to play in the 3rd quarter. We'll be back at the Orange Bowl in Chile, Miami right after this.
On a night like this, you don't need a car. You need a driving machine. 1982 Dodge Aries K wagon with front-wheel drive for superb traction. Rack and pinion steering for quick response. Electronic fuel control to go a long way between stops when there's no place to stop. But what makes this 6-passenger driving machine truly exceptional? Price. Dodge Aries K, America's driving machine.
Get $300 to $1,000 cash on select new Dodge cars and trucks. See participating dealers for complete details.
Welcome to warm afternoons and cattle rides.
Sunny Rhine days with your friends and mine.
Special moments.
The feeling shows. A gallon
most prestigious of all bowl games, the Rose battle the Iowa Hawkeyes, a classic matchup between two of the biggest surprise teams of the 1981 college football season. The granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl, a New Year's tradition from NBC Sports.
Back at the Orange Bowl in Miami, Uwe Van Schamen has just kicked his second field goal of this game. The Dolphins extend their lead to 13-3. Quarter. Here's his kickoff. It's back into the end zone. Curtis Brown will not bring it out. And right now we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
WCKT Miami.
The Orange Bowl in Miami is sold out. Over 75,000 for a game that both coaches say is of playoff importance to them. And the Dolphins are in the lead 13-3. Don Criqui with John Brody as we come to the final weekend of play of NFL 81. These two teams are already assured playoff positions, but the winner here has so much to gain. No game next week. And then in the subsequent weekend playoff game, the home field advantage. Conversely, the loser could go on the road next week and right through the playoffs as long as they last. Ferguson home run ball. Butler's going for it. He's an acrobat, but he's screened away from the ball by Small. And it's ruled a clean play by an official who was right on top of it.
Well, it was a clean play, and it was a smart play because Small was in no way going to let Butler get down the field far enough to get his hands on the ball. He was playing it like you would a rebound on a basketball court, making sure he was the only guy that had a chance to get his hands on it.
John, you and I, of course, will be back here at the Orange Bowl New Year's Day night. It'll be packed again when the national championship of college football is on the line. Number 1 Clemson and number 4 Nebraska, although it's interesting that two computer services that rank pro football teams have Nebraska number 1 and Clemson number 2, but the coaches' ratings and the writers' ratings both have Clemson number 1. The national championship on the line, New Year's Day night, the Orange Bowl here on NBC. Right now, it is second down and 10. Bills go to the run, and the Dolphins, led by Baumhauer, stuff it.
These fans they haven't let up since the ball was kicked off with the opening minute. And, they help a defense. You get somebody down and you hear the fans all day long. It just keeps you inspired. You never let down.
Ladies aren't cold. They're loving all this as the Dolphin defense has yet to give up the big play to an explosive Buffalo offense. And now it's 3rd and 8. Ferguson from the shotgun. Here's a blitz against him, and down goes Joe Ferguson. Nobody picked up Charles Rome. Ernest Rome, and the ball was knocked down inside the 15-yard line. Again, they came with that fake defensive end play where the end dropped off. Bo Camper and Rome came unattached.
Well, they fooled him. That's what's going to happen every once in a while, but it happens very seldom to Buffalo. That's why Ferguson has only been hit 15 times all year. It's why he was sacked the fewest of any quarterback in the game last year. That's his first sack today. But Miami has the upper hand because defensively they're coming up with the big plays, and they're getting tougher and tougher to run against.
And right now, John, they're going to get good field position as the punt will be right from the goal line. It's not a good one at all. Cater squibs the kick. It could take a Buffalo hop and does, though, across midfield. Goes out of bounds at the Miami 45-yard line. So with 4:42 left to play in the 3rd quarter, the Dolphins in the lead 13-3. Miami goes back on offense when we come back to the Orange Bowl.
Gotcha. Out of action. Get the twin action Norelco Rotatract rechargeable razor. Inside 3 floating heads. Twin action grips and raises hair up, then razors hair off, closer than ever, without mixing cuts or soap and water. The twin action Norelco Rotatract rechargeable, because for close shaves,
There's no action like twin action.
Here's your Strohs, Bob.
Thanks, Pete. Happy holidays.
Thanks.
In fact, a holiday Strohs for everyone. It's on me.
Bob's buying?
Bob? Bob's buying Strohs. Bob? Bob's buying, Bob. Bob's buying Strohs. Season's greetings, beer lovers. Happy holidays. From one beer lover to another Strohs.
Don Don Shula, the Miami coach, has always maintained that adversity makes for a better football team, and Miami certainly responded to all the injuries and the cold weather that they weren't expecting today, John.
I think so, Don, and particularly when you think of the fact that Betters will be back, Neal will be back. They've got a couple of receivers that will be healthy in a couple of weeks. The way they're playing without them leads you to believe that when they get them, they may really get hot.
Don Shula, who started coaching when he was 28 years old as an assistant at Kentucky. One of his fellow assistants under Blandon Collier was his head defensive coach, Bill Arnsparger. At 33, Don Shula was a head football coach in the NFL as coach of the Baltimore Colts. Woodley, play faking, takes a look deep. He's got to hurry, and again he runs away, and finally they catch him as he gets to midfield. David Woodley got maybe 5 yards on the run, though. Not only runs off, and he runs fast.
Well, they're doing the things continually that he does well. Now, he goes back, and he's been waiting a little longer than this throughout the course of the season before he decides to take off and run. And sometimes when he waits a little too long, he gets sacked. Today, he has not waited. When he decided if the pattern is not there, he's taken off and picked up what he could. A little like that guy Hipple in Detroit. I mean, he got them generated.
He did. Team's on a roll. Woodley does not hesitate, a proponent of that he who hesitates being lost, and he's been scooting up the middle time and again at the Buffalo defense, and now in a 2nd down and 6 play, Sherman White makes the knockdown at the Buffalo 48-yard line, and the game clock winding down to 3:40 to play in the 3rd quarter. Dolphins leading 13-3. Miami, an 81% of the time winner here at the Orange Bowl since Don Shula came in 12 seasons ago. And when you had sold-out crowds, the percentages go into the 90s. It's sold out today.
It'll be interesting to see what Shula counteracts his 7-back situation. Remember, this is 3rd and long, 3 to go. Certainly a running situation with 7 backs in the ball game.
That's what they go to. Vigorito breaks it up the middle, and Vigorito gets down to the 36-yard line.
Just a good play. Shula, they didn't wait long enough before they came in the ball game. Shula saw it, sent it into play. Trap is the best play you can call in a situation like that. Look at Stevenson. He blocks off on Ken Johnson. There's nothing but a hole there. Smirlis is taken easily by a cross block. They pick up a 1st down by exploiting the defense.
Tommy Vigorito from outside of New York City in Wayne, New Jersey. Yankee man. Got his Yankee lid on there.
He's so adaptable. The guy can run beautiful patterns and move the ball. He's a punt returner. He's a pass catcher.
Woodley running again. Calling for people to move up. Here comes the hit. And Woodley very elusively ducks under it. Lost a couple of yards, but did well to maintain his decorum and not get waffled.
Well, he knew he had no case that time. By the time all of his people down the field, here's a man. He's looking good, isn't he?
While we have a moment, we'll tell you that this telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience, and any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Miami Dolphins and the National Football League is prohibited. Game clock down to 2 minutes to play. 3rd quarter. And the Dolphins, who led 10-3 at halftime, as you see, extend their lead 13-3. 2nd down and 11. Woodley loses the handle, loses the footing, and now he's faced with 3rd and long yardage. It'll be 3rd and about 19.
Boy, and a quarterback hates to do that, particularly when he's got a blitz situation called. It was a rollout for him. If they had picked up the intended people, he'd have been out free, able to get one-on-one coverage, and he falls on his fanny. Now that's embarrassing. Just pulling out of there. Tripped right over the back blocking. Vigorito got their legs tangled up. Case is closed.
I believe they're crediting that as a sack since he went down under the rush.
Yeah, they put a sack on the last one too, when really he was trying to create some room, but if you don't get back to the line, it's a sack.
3rd and long as Woodley drops back, screens it out, now goes to Eddie Hill. Blockers in front of him, and then a good defensive play by Bill Simpson, 45. Who came up, made the play, and the Bills shut down the Miami drive, and now the Dolphins will have to punt it back to Buffalo with a minute to play in the 3rd quarter and the clock running. One of Woodley's best efforts today. Riddick drops back along with Lou Picone.
What was one of Woodley's best efforts today?
The whole game. It's one of his best efforts of the season. I don't think he'll be pulled today. Tamora standing back at the 41-yard line. Hangs one high. Riddick's tough. Looks up into the lights, takes the ball with the rush coming at him and runs it back. Not very far that time. He's had some excellent returns. And Buffalo gets the ball, but again, the Bills have a long way to go with it. They have a problem moving the ball against a Miami defense that has gotten tougher and tougher as the game wears on. They'll be back after this.
There's sports car excitement in a new kind of driving machine. Dodge Charger 2.2 has a new running mate, Dodge Rampage, America's first sports pickup. Like Charger, 0 to 50 in 6.6 seconds, front-wheel drive for handling, and in their cockpits, buckets, tack, 4 on the floor that delivers exceptional mileage. Rampage hauls over half a ton for as little as $66.98. Go on a Rampage.
It's a whole new kind of driving machine.
Angelo's been working overtime on his flips. He needs the deodorant that works overtime.
Senator, Joe's been working overtime to get his story. But he needs the deodorant that works overtime.
Only Old Spice Stick Deodorant gives you both 24-hour protection from odor, plus that famous Old Spice scent.
Pluck has been working overtime, learning the new plays.
Sure glad my Old Spice Stick works overtime, too.
Old Spice Stick, the deodorant that works overtime.
Ready now with 17 seconds to go in the third quarter. And Buffalo going on offense, 1st and 10. Trailing in the game 13-3.
One thing to hold Buffalo to 3 points when they're going bad. But they've been going very well the last 3 games. Ferguson's been at the top of his game. They're shutting them down at their best.
Buffalo on a 4-game win streak until today. Ferguson swings it out. Here is Joe Cribbs. He is so elusive. Puts that shoulder down, digs the defender, then moves ahead for more yardage and a 1st down.
And you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to get the linebackers to pursue on their backs, to jump up in their coverage, because they've been taking away their prime threats. Lewis and Butler all day long have been double covered, have not been able to spring free, and they're going to have to if they have a chance to win.
They really have shut down the great Buffalo pass catchers. End of the third quarter. Miami 13, Buffalo 3. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Sunday is Bob Hope's annual Christmas Bag Full of Stars, Gags, and Fun, starring Lonnie Anderson and Brooke Shields.
How about that?
It's going to be a Bob Ho-Ho-Hope Christmas. Then, first time on TV, a truly inspirational story. Pope John Paul II. 2 great holiday specials, Sunday on NBC.
These are the signature fragrances of Ole Cassini. And like everything else in Cassini's world, they are uncompromising, elegant, and exciting. Cassini for men is dangerously masculine, powerful. Cassini for women, delicately floral, beautiful. And now, Cassini's world is brought to you by Jovan. So it doesn't have to cost you the world. Oleg Cassini, another great gift idea from Jovan.
Specs got them all. 10 convenient locations from Miami to the Palm Beaches. Specs Music Stores.
Greetings of the season from South Florida 7.
Back at Miami, Don Criqui with John Brody. We're set to start the 4th quarter. The Bills, with only 3 points to show for their big offensive effort, they have yards, but they don't have touchdowns. And they trail 13-3. Now it's 1st down and 10 for the Bills. Ferguson takes a look, throws it. He's got his man fullback Roosevelt Leaks, and he's not done till he gets to the 46-yard line. A gain of 14 yards and a Buffalo first down.
It's all he's got. He's got to work on the linebackers until they start coming up on his backs. You notice he hasn't thrown the ball to Cribbs. They've taken him away with a double team. They're leaving Roosevelt Leaks one-on-one with a linebacker. He's got to take what they're giving him right now, which will pull the linebackers up and give Butler and Lewis a chance to get down the field on the defensive backs.
Cribbs has been so tough. Miami remembers vividly that 65-yard touchdown pass he caught against the Dolphins earlier. Now Cribbs the run. Penalty marker comes flying in as Cribbs breaks a good gainer. Plenty of yards. There's going to be a hold again. I think you might see Conrad Dobler stomping up and down. It's against Miami. Will Grant, the Buffalo center, goes over and calms down Dobler.
I think what he was doing is congratulating him. You know, he draws as many penalties as he gets. He gets other people a little irritated with him on several occasions, and you wonder why so many. Conrad. You wonder why people put him on the replay so often, because every play there's some action.
5 yards.
This year, when Dobler went to Buffalo, he didn't have his house ready, so Villapiano let him move in with him till it got ready, and Villapiano made him his cook. I said that Villapiano, was he any good? He said, not too good. He said, we used to pray after we ate. Meatloaf glowed in the dark. Big Connie Dobler at right guard. And now it is first down and 10 Buffalo as they're at the 39-yard line of Miami. Bills need the big play. Here's an option throw. A left-handed pitch by a guy who I don't think could throw a baseball that far. Roosevelt Leaks, a left-hander. They got great baseball teams. The University of Texas, he was never part of one.
Well, I think the one thing they thought might happen, number one, Roosevelt Leaks doesn't run many wide sweeps. Number two, they haven't been able to get the ball down to Frank Lewis. This is just another way. First down's the best time to try it. I don't think they're going to make a living having him throw the option pass. He's done enough for him. He doesn't have to be able to throw.
He has done very well for them, but now a misconnection on the first down option pass play, and it comes up second down and 10 for the Bills. Miami always seems to be in the right defense for whatever the play is.
That's it.
Screen. Here comes a penalty marker in off the play. That will be against Buffalo. As they go to the screen play and get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit more on a second down and 10 play. Holding, signaled by Jim Tunney. The umpire for today's game was to have been Pat Harder, the former great back with the Cardinals, longtime NFL official. He underwent eye surgery in Milwaukee, successful eye surgery. So he's watching this game. We wish Pat the best.
Holding, 53, 10 yards, still second down.
He's put some time in those infirmaries. Pat has, I'll tell you, and he put some people in them when he was playing with Detroit.
Norm Schachter, the longtime referee, wrote a book. John, you were quoted in it one day. He said to Schachter, you know, you're the second best official in the league. He said, who's first? You said, all the others are tied for one.
I think I meant it at the time, too.
Second down and 20. Swing pass. Roosevelt Leaks. Bessalou was there to hem him in and get him. Are we in Miami or is this Buffalo?
I didn't think people had clothing like this here. This is a big down, Don. Third down and 15. It's the kind of situation that Ferguson has been making. He's been picking up all year long. There couldn't be a more critical time. They've got to make something happen. They can't take what's given to them right now. I look for him to go down to Frank Lewis.
Butler against a double team, and he's facing one right now. Small, the cornerback. Blackwood, the safety, has not caught a ball all day. Third and 15. Here's the throw. There's the connection to Frank Lewis. Down inside the 30, but is there a penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage? There is.
And you see Dobler is not believing it. It's the kind of day it's been for the whole offense as far as Buffalo is concerned.
Dobler from the University of Wyoming with a degree in political science, but not in diplomacy. Ferguson says there was nobody more important to our team coming up from a losing record and suddenly winning the AFC East last year than Dobler.
Well, just when they see him get ready to play a football game on Sunday, you tend to put away your problems.
Well, like you said, John, he loosens up on the field. Somebody has to help him.
That's right. 3rd and 26.
And to air it out deep, Ferguson has the long distance arm. There it is down the field, and he's got a man who loses the ball, Ron Jesse. Dolphins certainly helped separate him. Dolphin Denny's got his stuff together here.
Hey, it's been the way it's gone all day long. Every time an excellent throw, something happens. Frank Lewis juggles the ball, which looked like a touchdown. Here the ball is right where it has to be thrown to Jesse. He's come up with these kind all year long. Would have put him in a 4th and 3. They go broke.
Buffalo looking for the big turnover. It can come any time, particularly on a punt return. Vigorito's not going to allow that, though, as he calls for a fair catch and makes it the 19-yard line. So the 33-yard punt with no return puts the Dolphins back on offense, deep in their own end. A lot of time still to go. 12:44 left to play in the game as the Dolphin defense is saluted again.
Believe it or not, if 9 out of 10 of these homes burn down, there's no guarantee they'll be totally rebuilt. Because rebuilding costs are rising so fast, even inflation protection may not cover a home fully. But now, Allstate's got the brand new home replacement guarantee. Get it and get your home built back just like it was, even if rebuilding costs more than you're covered for. Ask your Allstate agent about the new home replacement guarantee. For ideas that make good sense today, you're in good hands with Allstate.
This Bud's for everybody who races the weather to bring in the harvest.
This Bud's for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
This Monday, NBC presents one of television's proudest moments, a Pulitzer Prize-winning play starring Sally Field and William Hurt. All the Way Home, live exclusively on NBC.
Over the years, the Miami Dolphins have won against Buffalo 13 times here in the Orange Bowl. They've lost just once. That was in '66, their first year, 29-0. Then one tie. That was in '68. So the Bills have not won in the Orange Bowl since 1966. 15 years. Now it's 1st and 10 for the Dolphins at their 20. 13-3 Miami. Closing in quickly. The Buffalo linebackers make the knockdown on Andre Franklin. Smerlis, the middle guard, was on the play.
It's going to get tougher and tougher for the offensive line of Miami. Right now, everybody in the house knows they're going to run the football and try to eat up the clock. Smerlis playing off the center, Stevenson, who's doing a fine job, even though Smerlis is an outstanding nose tackle. But Stevenson, the second-year player out of Alabama, is doing his job today.
Denner, the starter, went out with an injury, and Stevenson has been as good or better since he's come in. Number 57 snapping the ball to Woodley, to Vigorito. Pays the price. Lucius Sanford gets him. Villapiano, 41, was also on the stop. Villapiano, 41 right there. We were talking earlier, it's made a big difference to the Buffalo team from an attitude standpoint. Last year when the Bills were playing Miami, they had not beaten them in 10 years. Ferguson came off the field late in the 4th quarter. He'd thrown an interception. Had his head down. Villapiano says, "What's wrong with you?" He said, "Well, I guess I blew it again." Villapiano says, "Hey, Ferguson, in Oakland it wasn't even fun until we were behind in the 4th quarter. We'll get the ball back." They got it back and they won and ended the 10-year drought. Ferguson said nobody had ever said something like that to him before. 3rd and 5. Woodley looks. He's got a problem, but he's eluded him all day, and he does again. David Woodley's ahead for a first down. Fumble. Buffalo looks like they might have the ball at the 47-yard line. So the first turnover of the day by Bills pounce on it.
I was just thinking, you know, Don, as many mistakes at times. This is Miami.
So Buffalo gets the turnover. 11:06 left to play in the game, and we'll be back at the Orange Bowl right after this.
What's wrong with the computer? Tape drive.
The Army's most technical skills are also the ones most in demand. But now if you qualify, there's a way to reserve the skill you want up to 12 months before you go in. It's called the Delayed Entry Program, and it guarantees you the training you want.
Be all that you can be. 'Cause we need you
Okay, it's up.
in the Army.
Chevy says, blow away everything you know about pickups. When you compare standard S10s and Dodge Ram 50s, Dodge blows Chevy away. Ram 50 carries 500 pounds more payload. Its gutsier engine gives more pulling power. And Ram 50 gives you a choice. Introducing Power Ram 50, Four-Wheeler Magazine's four-wheel drive truck of the year.
Dodge trucks are Ram tough.
Ram Tough Dodge trucks. Get $300 to $1,000 cash on select new Dodge cars and trucks. See participating dealers for details.
As the cold weather got you down, escape to Hawaii. Top pros hang 10 through pounding surf and men's World Cup surfing. Then America's best men gymnasts take on a dynamic Chinese team in U.S.-China gymnastics, plus wild jet ski racing. Next Saturday on NBC Sports World.
When you play the game wide open, as Woodley's done today, running the ball at every opportunity, trying to keep people scattered, this is the first mistake he's made, and we're down to within 11 minutes of the end of the ball game. You expect to make a few. You leave it to your defense to handle it. This is the first real good field position that Buffalo started with in several drives.
Buffalo becoming the first team in the last 4 games to cross midfield in the 4th quarter against Miami. First and 10 Dolphins. Bramer sets up wide. Tight end. Ferguson will be pitching probably over the middle. He takes a look. Guns it in the flat. Lewis goes to his knees, catches the ball at the 35-yard line. First down, Buffalo.
All right, we mentioned earlier, Don, that Conrad Dobler gets a lot of attention because there's so much action that surrounds him. Okay, you know he's hot. He's been called for holding once. He's picking up late. He gets Bradzinski. Hey, he does wind up a bit. Most of it was bluff, just a block.
First down and 10 Buffalo. 10:58 to play in the game. Cribbs, look at him dart and move, and Joe Cribbs puts both hands on the ball. And he runs ahead for another Buffalo first down as the Bills moving it right at Miami now. Ernest Roan was on the tackle.
This is due to real good offensive line surge. When you allow Conrad Dobler to pull and pick up A.J. Dewey right at the point of attack, get a block from Bramer the way Cribbs did then, you can make yards on the ground. They pick up another first down. 10:30 to go.
Almost 50 minutes played, and Buffalo's not been in the end zone yet, trailing 13-3. 10:19 to play in the game. Buffalo starting to challenge. A fake reversing. Ferguson looks, he throws into the end zone, and it's broken up. Jerry Butler was close to that first touchdown, but good defense by Lyle Blackwood stripped him of the ball.
Tell you, great play by Lyle Blackwood, but let's look back in the pits. We've been taking a good look at Conrad all day long, helping out the center, but the real key to the play is number 42. You see him there, he's coming back. You'd figure he's going to get out of position, get fooled a little, takes a perfect angle on Butler, strips him of the ball, keeps a big play from happening.
Roland Hooks and Joe Cribbs are in the Buffalo backfield now. They both catch the ball. Lewis left. Butler wide right. Jerry Butler at the top of your screen is way overdue. 2nd and 10. Screen to Roland Hooks. Blockers in front. Hooks sprints ahead, hit from behind. He's driven inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 4.
Shotgun in a situation where they got the linebackers in there. They feel they can do better against the linebackers than they can defensive backs. 2nd Second down screen. You see all three linemen out there. Conrad throwing his body around first. Tom Lynch out there. Play didn't go for much, but it did get him close. About third down and 4.
9:30 to go at the Orange Bowl in Miami. The Buffalo Bills in blue trailing 13-3 against their rivals, the Dolphins, and they're playing for the AFC Eastern Championship.
They're coming.
Tip ball didn't get there. 4th down and 4. What do you do here? What do you do?
Go for the field goal. You know, they haven't played offensively well all day, but they have to get within a touchdown range when they have the opportunity. He thought he had a setup. A good quarterback loves to see a blitz. Miami's in an all-out blitz. He waits for his wide receiver, Butler, to come inside. The ball's hit by a lineman, or he's got a perfect play.
Mickemeyer setting up. He'll kick it from the 26, 36-yard attempt. On the way, he's there. And so the Bills do indeed come within a touchdown. A 36-yard field goal with 9:09 to play. Now the Buffalo defense will be out to get back the ball as David Woodley and the Dolphins will go on offense. 1st and 10 when we return to the Orange Bowl with Miami in the lead, 13-6.
Opening now at Sears, a Christmas of red ribbon values. Save $100 on Sears' best Kenmore microwave oven. With the 80 recipe memory, just pick a recipe number, and you can cook any of these dishes, or cook a whole meal. 3 dishes ready to serve at one time. Just one touch of the new speed key sets temperatures for many recipes, and one-touch power settings, too. Save $100. Now, to wrap up a beautiful Christmas, you can count on Sears.
How about Michelob Light for the winners? Sure, but we get mighty thirsty.
Would a bunch of guys really go at it this hard just for a beer? Well, consider it's Michelob Light, and that means a rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Those guys could have beaten the Russians today. You think they'd play us for a Michelob Light?
Michelob Light. Compare the taste.
Tomorrow, the NFL season goes into its final Sunday. The Denver Broncos, desperately needing a win to clinch the AFC West and a playoff berth, face the rugged Chicago Bears. The Atlanta Falcons in a must-win situation battle of Cincinnati Bengals. Crucial interconference matchups for the playoffs. Check local listings.
A big doubleheader day tomorrow on NBC. First, the leadoff with NFL 81 and host Bryant Gumbel. The action, the stories preceding his final regular season day of play. One of the big matchups at Soldier Field in Chicago, where the Bears out of the playoffs, but always ready to spoil go against the AFC Western leader, the Denver Broncos. Cincinnati, the winningest team in the American Conference, goes to tough Atlanta. Pittsburgh at Houston, Cleveland at Seattle, a big slate of games on the final weekend to play, and then it's right on to that second season. Nick Mickemeyer hit the field goal, 36 yards. Is it 2 today? He's accounted for all the scoring. Kicks off. Not as deep as Van Schamen has been doing it. Vigorito takes it on the run. 20. 30. Tough little guys out to the 33-yard line.
He's getting rhythm. Those are earmuffs or a radio?
Boss Skaggs on there. 8:57 left to go in the game. Don Shula all week long has said we have to win. We have no alternative. We have hurt people. The home field means everything to Miami in the playoffs. Dolphins have not won this division since '79, which is not that long ago.
You know, you can tell, Don, how involved everyone gets on this team. Jim Jensen, who's a rookie quarterback from Boston University, has been down, made 4 solo tackles today, and he's a third-string quarterback that they think can play that position.
He must have forgotten he's a quarterback making tackles. Woodley throws on the run, and Ronnie Lee makes his first reception for a Miami first down. Maybe Woodley's best pass of the day. There is a penalty marker down. 12-yard gain. Woodley throwing a strike off the run. Illegal motion against Miami. It comes back. Goes to 1st and 15.
That is a big penalty. We see the fumble that they caught the last time they had the ball. First down now. that's about an 18-yard penalty when field position is most important, and Shula's hot about it.
Coach Shula getting exercised here.
You know, there are some coaches who are excellent up until game day, but I think if I had my druthers, he's one of the fellas that I want on game day. He knows what's going on. He stays involved. And he makes good decisions.
Says the game isn't that complicated. Because you're the favorite doesn't mean you're going to win. Because you're the underdog doesn't mean you're going to lose. All that matters is game day and what you do. It preaches the mental toughness that Lombardi talked about. That his adherent Forrest Gregg now has led Cincinnati to the great record with mental toughness not to make those mistakes, particularly when a game's on the line in the fourth quarter. 8:39 left to play as the Dolphins run the ball on 1st and 15 and get about 4. Smirlis, the middle guard, makes the hit on Andra Franklin. He wore 39 in Nebraska, but didn't want to step into Zonka's shoes here. He took 37.
Those are big shoes. I don't know what size his are, but I don't think they're that big yet.
That's how it stands. The outset of the day. Jets at home tomorrow, looking to go to the wild card position with the loser of this game. Both these teams are in the playoffs. Playing for the divisional title, 2nd and 11. Woodley stands in, throws, and a man is open, the tight end, and he's got an open field as Hardy takes it across midfield. A major mix-up in the Buffalo secondary, and Bruce Hardy was all alone.
Well, the mix-up happened because Bill Simpson, who is generally the free safety, was playing up in a linebacker position in their 7-back defense. Hardy pushed him out of the way. He fell down, broke loose, and the big part is that Woodley stayed with him. He's right here. You see Simpson going down, Hardy going loose. Big play at a critical time to keep the drive alive.
So the ball is now down to the 49-yard line of Buffalo. 7:26 to play, clock running. Cephalo on the right flank. Lone setback is Andra Franklin. He gets the ball, turns upfield, and does well. Down to the 43, got about 6 or 7. And most importantly, he allows the Dolphins to run the clock,
which is down to 7 minutes. So
Miami with a 13-3 lead, a 13-6 lead, and 6:50 to play in the game.
That's right. Miami needs about 13 more yards to be in field goal position, put themselves 10 points ahead with about 4 minutes to play, and that would do it.
Franklin, head down, drives inside the Buffalo 40. He's to the 38-yard line, and the Dolphins appear to have another first down or close to it. Clock is stopped as they'll bring out the chains. Don't need to.
We mentioned earlier their offensive line is doing the job right now.
Has been all day.
Yes, sir. Take a look at the offensive line search. That's the way you make yards on the ground. They're so fast they even went out of the frame early. But you can see they get movement on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and the whole pile goes forward for about 5 or 6 yards.
And the game clock continues to run. Down to 6:15 and running. Dolphins in the lead, 13-6. 1st and 10 Miami. Franklin got 2. Smirlis caught him, threw him back. Dolphins in no hurry here.
They need another first down, and time really becomes a factor.
.54 left to play in the game now. As the Dolphins place kicker Uwe van Schamen on the sidelines, his team leading by 7. If they can get in range, he could lock it up with another field goal. Buffalo digging in now. 2nd down and 8 for Miami.
This is the time to go down the field.
Woodley with a problem. Ben Williams runs at him. Ronnie Lee can't get the ball, and now 3rd down arises. And the Dolphins, if they do not convert here, will have to punt the ball to Buffalo, and the Bills will get it back with about 5 minutes to play. There's 5:20 on the clock now. It's enough time to take it down and conceivably tie this game.
Well, I've seen games go 4 touchdowns in 5 minutes and 20 seconds, but the way Miami has played the game, they're occupying time, and they feel that if they can pick up another 5 or 6 yards on 3rd down, they have done their job offensively. Let Von Schamann do the rest. If not, they'll punt.
Woodley rolling out in plays like this has been tough to contain. 3rd down and 7. He throws over the middle. The ball is caught. I don't know if he got there. We'll see where they spot the ball. Duriel Harris coming off the flank.
I don't think so.
Sure is close. It's going to be by the nose of the football if he gets it.
Well, it's interesting to see. I think Von Schamann will have a field goal attempt even if he doesn't get it, and I don't think he did. Well, maybe he decided not to. He's having to go at it on 4th down.
4th down and less than a yard.
All right, real good heads-up play to Duriel Harris. It's a blitz situation. Woodley hasn't always read these defenses as well as he's doing so today. He has done the opportune thing at the right time, and he played the best I've seen him.
He's had an excellent game, David Woodley. That was Duriel Harris's first catch of the day. There was some question as to whether or not he'd play at all, Harris, because of a knee problem that was aggravated in the win over Kansas City last week. Now with 4th and less than a yard, Shula brings over his quarterback to counsel him, Tom Catlin, the defensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, an assistant head coach. Conferring with his strong safety, Steve Freeman, who had a 20-tackle game in New England.
Looks like Shula's going to go from here.
Big play coming up now for Miami. The Dolphins get it. They get 4 new downs to run the clock down with a 13-6 lead. If they don't get it, the Bills get it back with a lot of time remaining to take it down the field and possibly score what could be a touchdown to send this game into overtime. David Woodley comes back out. Line of scrimmage is at 29. 8th play of this drive coming up. Rhodes, I think your mic went on you, son. Keep talking, it'll come back. Technical difficulty we're correcting here, and right now it's 4th and less than a yard for Miami. Franklin's the big back, the 5'10", 225-pounder. He gets the ball. He gets the first down. The Dolphins drive on. The Dolphins get it when they had to get it. 4th and less than a yard, and Andre Franklin, rookie from Nebraska, takes it right at Buffalo. Good lead, blocked by Eddie Hill. And Franklin, load to stop, comes flying on down to the 26-yard line.
And that's the quality that makes Don Shula such a great coach. He knows he's going to catch a lot of heat if it's 4th down, 1 yard to go, and he doesn't try for a 47-yard field goal. File that, he figures the best chances to pick it up by going for it on 4th down. He does so.
Hand off to Eddie Hill. Miami runs it again and takes it down to the 20-yard line. And we're down to the 3:45 mark and counting in the 4th quarter. The Dolphins leisurely walking back to the huddle. There's a prediction. Denver with a big game tomorrow. They'll be playing at Soldier Field in Chicago against the Bears. You'll see that at many of these NBC stations. Coach Shula looking for a week of rest to heal his injured Dolphins. Right now he's closing in on yet another AFC Eastern Championship. 3:18 to play. 2nd down coming up after that 6-yard run at 2nd down and 4. Eddie Hill doesn't get much. Got down to about the 18-yard line. Villapiano is on the stop for Buffalo.
He's getting to the point, Don, where he's forcing Buffalo to take their timeouts. 2:57. If they don't, Miami can just run the whole clock out to end the ball game and keep possession for the last 9 minutes. Now that's some kind of drive.
That is some kind of drive, just when they needed it most. Most impressively, Buffalo is the 2nd leading scoring team in the American Conference, and they've not been in the end zone today. Their only points, 2 field goals by Nick Nickemeyer. And that sad story for the Bills in Miami. There's people who've been coming to these games who've moved down here and retired from Buffalo. I haven't seen them win yet. There's a blitz by Humiston. He starts to trip up Woodley. Finally, Woodley is stuck as he gets out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. Looks like he might have a first down.
Well, that's a play that Woodley would like to have over. Timeouts are very valuable at this point in the ball game. To run out of bounds with 1 yard to go, if you weren't a quarterback, they jerk you out of the ball game. But I think it's forgivable in his case.
Statistician Joe Costanza pointing out that Woodley, with the run, now has picked up 63 yards. He's one of the leading rushers in this game. He is Miami's leading rusher. Joe Cribbs is the leading rusher in the game. He's got 84 yards for Buffalo on 16 carries. But all the numbers mean very little now except the scoreboard numbers and the down and yardage numbers, as with 2:19 left to play, that's a number that means a lot too. The Miami Dolphins come up just short again, and this time they're going to go to Van Schauman. Uwe Van Schauman is good under pressure. He went with Oklahoma to Columbus, Ohio to play the then top-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes a couple of years ago. Had a field goal attempt that would have won the game. Buckeyes called timeout. Everybody was chanting, "Block that kick," and Van Schauman was waving along with him, directing the crowd, and he put it through from 48 yards out to win in an upset. This guy can take the heat.
I'll tell you what, he must like the heat because he's got gloves on. It's the first kicker I've ever seen go out to kick a field goal with gloves on.
They're not all well men, the kickers. We know that, John.
You can see he's very much into the importance of what he has to do.
It's a borderline case of the Hio Yepremian would make the team a few years ago when he came here. Final cut-down day, they asked him what he did while he was waiting it out. He said, "Went to a bar and drank beer, the same thing I always do after practice." No big deal. 34-yard attempt on the way. He hits it hard, and he hits it through. And the Miami Dolphins, with 2:15 left to play, extend their lead to 16-6. 33-yard field goal by Van Schauman. Just like they like it here in Miami. So Chuck Knox and the Buffalo Bills now considering the options. Either a big breaker on the kickoff return, or it's wild card day next Sunday for them.
There are a few more opportunities than just the kickoff, Don, but they have to make something happen, and they have to make it in a hurry. Remember, they did not take any of their timeouts, so if they were to score and do so within a minute's time, they'll still have enough time to get the ball back if they can get it back. That's what Miami's done so well. They've controlled it, and they've controlled it beautifully.
Uwe Van Schauman for the season has hit 24 31 field goals, including some long ones, for over 77%. He makes the team next year. Baseball gloves and all.
He's had a pretty good bit to do with it this year, too.
You've seen a lot of kickers, John. You held for Tommy Davis when he kicked, how many? 234 consecutive extra points. That's going to be around as long as the DiMaggio hitting streak. 234 straight. You're talking about years of extra points without a miss. Riddick takes the kickoff back for Buffalo, and not very far. He got to the 19 and then was driven back by Don Bessalou, a hard hitter from Georgia Tech. Miami had the ball for 6:54 that last drive.
What does Ferguson have to do? He's got to fire the ball there. He's going to try to get to Lewis. They have doubled him all day long. They've done the same thing with Butler. He has no options left. He has to go down the field. He can't take what he's given. And against a team that's only given up 4 touchdowns in the last 4 games, I'd say his back was up against it. Remember, they did come up with one of those miracle jobs against New England, so anything's possible.
Bill's going right to the shotgun on first down. Here's a throw. Here's a connection. Roland Hooks coming out of the backfield is ahead for an 8-yard gain with 1:57 left. And the 2-minute warning is given. So both teams are well aware how much time is left and what the situation is as Miami leads this game 16-6. We'll be back at the Orange Bowl right after this.
What's a nice new personal car doing out here? This is the new Dodge 400. The cockpit says personal luxury, but here's the difference. Front-wheel drive, rack and pinion steering, McPherson struts, electronically controlled engine, and another extraordinary difference, extraordinary mileage. Dodge 400 is no ordinary personal luxury car.
It's a personal driving machine.
I want a driving machine.
Dodge 400, America's personal driving machine.
Welcome to warm afternoons and cattle rides.
Sunny rhyme days with your friends and mine.
Special moments.
The feeling shows. A gallows toast with the rhyme that flows. Oh, the joy of sharing gallows wine.
Will we ever have a house like this?
Share the joy of gallows wine.
The Orange Bowl. This primetime extravaganza is more than just a game. It's an extraordinary entertainment event. The most famous halftime show in the world. Artistry and imagination, high-stepping choreography, and superlative scenic effects. New Year's night.
Big-time basketball tonight on NBC. DePaul, unbeaten, going against the Bruins of UCLA at Pauley Pavilion. 11:30 Eastern Time. The Blue Demons and the Bruins tonight on NBC. Right now, we've got 1:57 left to go. Buffalo with a big problem, down 16-6. Sets up in the shotgun.
He's got to throw it inside to find anybody open.
That's where he goes with it. Miami comes up with the ball. Mike Kozlowski intercepts the ball and takes it down to the 26-yard line. And the Dolphins are going to go in as AFC Eastern Division champions. And then we come to the final day tomorrow with so much on the line. Denver at Chicago looking to win the AFC West. The New York Jets locking up with Green Bay. The Jets should win that game as they are now favored to do, but that means very little. Buffalo would play the Jets at Shea Stadium next Sunday in the wild card game. We'll have more on that. More on this one as we come down the stretch right after this.
Hey, Michelob Light for the winning team, okay?
You guys would do that for us?
Would a bunch of guys really go at it this hard just for a beer? Well, consider it's Michelob Light, and that means a rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
You guys never played like that before.
Hey, we never played for a Michelob Light before.
Michelob Light. Compare the taste.
On the racetracks of the world, STP. On the roads of the world, STP. Wherever performance counts, STP is there. STP oil treatment is #1. Get racing-born performance with STP oil filters and better gas mileage with STP gas treatment. On the track in expensive racing cars and on the road in the car you drive every day. Depend on STP's complete line for proven performance. Satisfaction guaranteed.
We mentioned the only place that was really open was in the middle. Now, what the problem occurred when Ferguson had to move out of the pocket. Take a look. He's got Pacone inside. He's the middleman. Had he been able to stay there, hit him on the break, he'd been okay. But just because they're set up so that you have your man to hit, nobody told Kozlowski. Makes a great play just like Blackwood did against Philadelphia that really turns the game. I think you can't say enough about Miami. I think this game has helped them more than any game they've played all year, because when you play without the people that they've played without today and played the way they have, your team's going to gain from it.
Boy, they've been a masterpiece of planning. The Miami defense has been ready for everything, and now they go to the countdown as Woodley takes the snap, puts his head down, and lets the seconds tick away, but they don't tick off many as the Bills call a timeout with 1:44 to play.
Don, they're going to call all three of them right here. They're going to force Miami to do something. But first of all, Shula wanted to make sure they were going to call their timeouts. Otherwise, he'd just run the game out on them.
Coach Shula and the Dolphins 1:44 away from the AFC Eastern Division Championship. Big day on NBC tomorrow as we go to the final Sunday of play in the 1981 season, including a matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Bears at Soldier Field in Chicago. That famed arena will be packed on a cold day on the shores of Lake Michigan. Cincinnati against the Falcons at Atlanta, another big game, all preceded by NFL 81. As the playoff teams will be decided, these two are already there. Cincinnati is there.
I'm sure what Shula and Woodley discussed right there is, you know, is there enough time for us to sit on the ball for 3 downs, let them use all their timeouts? I personally don't think so. I think they'll have to run the ball. They're trying to get out of this game with a victory. They knew when they came in, their backs were up against the wall. Everybody sucked it up and played the way they've played today, and they're to be commended. But they've decided, let them call their timeouts. We're making no more mistakes.
Woodley almost made one standing there while a rush was coming at him, but he puts a knee down.
Well, he got a few extra seconds.
And while we have a moment, John, take a moment to congratulate a friend and colleague. Will be on NBC tonight at 11:30 with that DePaul UCLA game. Dick Enberg, thrilled and very deserving at receiving the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Emmy Award this past week in New York. He did survive the one-announcer game. Got to New York and got the award. It's my pleasure to give it to Dick. Great broadcaster and a deserved honor. The Emmy is the Outstanding Sports Broadcaster of 1981.
Well, I sure think it was deservedly given. He can do any sport, anywhere.
Now we have 1:39 left to go, and a lot of other people for NBC Sports World were also awarded Emmys, including executive producer Don Ohlmeyer, producer Linda Johnson, Terry Ewert, and Jeff Mason, Ted Nathanson. An Emmy Award winner again, Steve Gonzalez, Matthew McCarthy, Mark Janiloff, Richard Leibel, Jim McQueen, and Jeff Urine. And Dick Enberg, winner of the Emmy Award as Sportscaster of the Year. He hit that stage like a tornado. Bob Levy, another gentleman winning an Emmy Award for NBC. There were many given out and all deserved. As Jim McKay said to Dick Enberg when he got the award, welcome to a very small club. One you and I are not a member of, Rose. Now the Dolphins are going to punt the ball. As one might expect, with 4th down and 16 coming up and 1:34 left on the clock. You'll see Joe Ferguson cranking it up and letting it rip.
They're coming after it. They're not even sending anyone back.
He unloads into the end zone. Touchback. And it comes out to the 20, and the Bills have a long way to go with very little time to do it. And the Miami Dolphins with a 16-6 lead. So the game the Dolphins said they had to win, that their coach insisted all week long they were ready to win despite the injuries. They are going to win. Don Shula with perhaps his greatest coaching effort. And surely a loss today can take nothing away from the job that Chuck Knox has done at Buffalo. The great teams he turned out at Los Angeles, they said it was because he had great players, and he goes to a losing team at Buffalo and turns them into a playoff team.
Well, you can see by the standings, these two teams have been competitive the last couple years with each other and will be for several years to come. And now the Jets are jumping right in their league. So
those last standings you saw if Miami wins. Here's a throw. Another interception by Kozlowski. He's having a career here today. Kozlowski takes it down inside the 10-yard line. The lid has been slammed on by the Miami Dolphins. They don't even know it's cold here.
Well, they've come up with a performance that certainly surprised me. And it was their great performance, not Buffalo's sluggish one, that has been the difference today. Woodley, Baumhauer, Bo Camper, Kozlowski. Look at this. You think they're not enjoying it?
They get 2 weeks off, so there might be a party tonight.
They also get to play home. I remember another fellow who wore number 40 that didn't do a bad job as a strong safety for about 9 years here in Miami, Dick Anderson. He was the guy that came up with all the big plays then. They've got a new man in town.
Well, we have a moment thanks to our spotters, Harry Von Suskill and Bo McComas. Paul Merker helping sitting in the booth, and our ace statistician from NBC, Joe Costanza. 1:12 left to go in the game here at the Orange Bowl in Miami. It was sold out. And over the years, as we've pointed out, the Miami Dolphins, with Don Shula as the head coach, have been virtually invincible when this building is sold out. With crowds over 72,000 over the years, this will be their 20th win in 22 games at Shula. Now, Dave Woodley goes to his knees. Guys not yet shaking hands out there.
Well, and you hear the fans showing their disapproval. They want to run up the score. Shula wants to get out with the best score. And remember, Chuck will be on the sideline next week.
Chuck heads back to Buffalo tonight along with the Bills and goes right to the projector room. What film does he watch, though?
Well, he'll be watching some games tomorrow that'll determine that.
Don Shula and his Dolphins, who won those back-to-back Super Bowls, including that Hall of Fame year, 1972, when they played 17 games and won them all. They haven't been there in a long time. Shula, like his great counterpart and former teammate, the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Chuck Noll, doesn't wear Super Bowl rings. Says he doesn't want to be reminded of what we did, because there's another Super Bowl yet to be won, and we haven't done that for a while. Most people in the league don't wear Super Bowl rings. They never get near one.
Very few do. You know, it's really funny. People talk about winning quarterbacks and losing quarterbacks, and quarterbacks are sometimes upset when they don't go to the Pro Bowl. And several people have used that as an indication, but I'll bet nobody can tell you who the Pro Bowl starter was in 1968, but I think a lot of people could tell you who the quarterbacks were in the Super Bowl. That's the name of the game, and Miami's got an excellent chance off their showing today.
Countdown begins. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Don Omeyer. Coordinating producer of NFL football, Ted Nathanson. The producer, Mike Wiseman. Our director today, Harry Coyle. We thank them all and our excellent NBC crew as the Dolphins win big on a game day they had to win. 16-6 the final score for John Brody. This is Don Criqui, and we're going to be back at the Orange Bowl right after this.
When we at Craco build a car stereo, we never know who's going to be in the driver's seat. So every Craco car stereo is tested to meet the toughest quality standards. And that means you can be sure that your Craco car stereo will perform, no matter what your listening habits are.